I am untethered and my rage knows no bounds!
Ladies and gentlemen.
All I know is you never had the makings of a varsity athlete.
What is it with you and this obsession with this varsity crap?
People come to us because we don't sell them on entry. They can't refuse because of the implication.
You wonder ever a bad man? The world needs bad men. We keep the other bad men from the door. Some things are a matter of doing.
The world's greatest radio show in Tennessee.
That doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough to dispute. And I was about to take advice from a clown who dives headfirst into the shallow end of the booth.
It's Talk Sports with John Reed and Cody McClure.
If it is to be said, so it be. So it is. So it is. So it is. So it is. It's a Tennessee thing. Well, I'm holding on.
Back in the booth, back on the airwaves, coming at you live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Happy Monday morning to you. Labor Day, September. Football, football, football. It's in the air. We've made it to September. John Reed, Cody McClure, Bad News Bubba, and the debut of Sam Beard. Welcome to the team, Sam.
Feels good to be here, John.
Well, hold on, Sam. We got a pecking order around here. Cody talks first. I was just
You put it on the tee.
Just kidding. Yeah. I was setting you up for failure there. Cody McClure, how are you, my friends? Good to see you. Top of the morning to you.
Hey, hi. How are you? Good morning. How's everybody doing? 8 o'clock. Boy, this feels good. I feel alert and awake and right on time and happy. This is good.
Right on time is debatable.
What?
Right on time is debatable.
Debatable?
Debatable.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
6:55, 7:55. Debatable, huh?
Yep. You can, ask the boss or check in. We'd said 7:30, 7:45 at the very, very latest.
Now we're getting bitched at for being on time. Got it. Beautiful way to start the week. It is September. Good to be here. Good to be anywhere. It's nice to see a beautiful bushy-eyed P team over there, too. Bubba's looking cute.
Got an early front runner for Freak of the Week as Donovan has started our week off with breakfast. He had breakfast here waiting on us. And when I say waiting on us, I mean literally. When I pulled up, I felt bad the delivery driver was here, and I was like, I'm sorry if you've been waiting. And she acted like she hadn't been waiting long, but I don't know.
I got a text from Donovan at about 7:30. I was a few minutes away from walking out of the door, and he was like, hey, I got some breakfast on the way. The PIN is the last 4 digits of my phone number. And then I was like a minute away, and he was like, I think this lady's getting a little bit restless.
Oh, well.
Did she make it?
She was here.
Yeah, she's here, yeah.
She was here. I don't know why they couldn't have just left her at the door.
Do we have to confirm identity now on food delivery orders?
No, when I walked up, she didn't need she didn't ask. I was like, I got a PIN if you need it.
It's
like,
just some stupid thing that Uber wants you to do. That's all it is. They don't need it. The driver doesn't need it. All you do is you just push skip PIN. They got to make everything complicated. That's what they do.
Well, she didn't even take the PIN. I asked for it. She goes, no, I don't need it.
Yeah, because she's doing what a normal, typical driver would do. Just to hell with these games.
I feel like the normal, typical driver. If I would have left at the door and just said, I'm going on about my day. Like personally, if she had enough time to get restless, like waiting. I think I just would have left it and took a picture and said, I'm out of here. But either way,
yeah, no waiting around.
Shout out to Donovan, the bacon, egg, and cheese, or the bacon, egg, and maybe there's cheese on it, maybe there wasn't. I don't remember. The biscuit was good.
There would be.
It's a good start to the day.
There definitely would be cheese on it.
I'd imagine so.
I don't imagine that someone would send you a bacon and egg biscuit, although maybe.
I would love a bacon and egg
biscuit.
Maybe
they would.
I would love a bacon and egg biscuit if I could pick between the two.
You would prefer to leave the cheese off?
Yeah, I don't like cheese first thing in the morning. It just never has. You never know how it's going to sit with you.
He's very odd, Sam.
Would you eat like a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit once this show ends at 11?
Yeah, I mean, once I don't have 3 hours of sitting here, sometimes cheese hurts my stomach.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get that.
Yeah. I don't like eating anything before the show because as I do the show and my stomach starts rumbling, then I got to get up and disappear. And that's part of the reason I don't eat breakfast.
How do you know it's the cheese?
How do I know it's the cheese?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like, do people not have reactions to dairy all the time?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean,
I feel like dairy's a kind of a well-known like stomach upsetter.
I don't know. It depends on what. I mean, I feel like milk is a stomach settler. So, like maybe it depends on the kind of dairy.
Sure about that?
Milk is a stomach settler?
Yeah, like if you're real acidic and you drink some milk, it settles your stomach. You guys never heard that?
If I got a tummy ache, I don't think I've ever heard to drink milk for it.
Well, I just mean maybe I'm looking at it more so from a pH standpoint. I'm a bit of a scientist. If you have like a lot, it's kind of like Tums, you know? It's like a liquid version of Tums. Like if you're real acidic, add some milk. If you have too much like tomato sauce in you, too much beer, whatever, drink a little milk, it kind of evens you out. I don't know. I've always thought eggs are maybe like a trigger for stomach issues, but I don't know. I still eat them.
Well, we'll find out. We'll see if I make it 3 hours, but I was hungry and the biscuit got sent here. So I said, okay, yeah, I'll eat this. Hopefully that woman didn't do anything to it as she was sitting there waiting on us. I hope everything's good on the radio and app. The power had went out last night at 3:30, apparently. So everything's kind of like, I feel like the lights got messed up in here. I don't know. Maybe not. They feel dimmer than they usually do, but maybe that's intentional. It looks good on camera, so maybe we're good here. Hopefully everything's good. Hopefully everything's rolling. We got a big Tennessee win to talk about. Sam, here's your cue. Welcome to the show. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning. Feels good to be here. A little bit new, I guess. I feel like I normally start my mornings listening to y'all as well, being a little bit lazy, but feels good to kind of get up and at 'em again, back into the morning show routine and everything. But beautiful first week into college football. Just watched a lot of ball and then capped it off yesterday. Ate a lot of chicken wings. I went to the wing festival down at World's Fair Park.
Oh, I didn't realize that was this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what was that like?
I mean, it's great. You know, you just get like a little page with like 15 or so tickets, and you just rip off your tickets and you go up to all the different vendors and you just say, hey, I'll take whatever you got. And if they got 5 or 6 flavors, you can just kind of pick and choose whatever you want. If you run out of your tickets, it's only $1 for each wing.
Were there a lot of Asians there?
No.
Well, it sounds like a good time nonetheless.
I mean, there was a good mix of people. Like I thought there was a wide variety. A couple of wings were like knock your socks off good. A couple were like, I think I could probably cook that in my air fryer and put this into the competition and wouldn't have been all that much different. I had a funnel cake wing.
Who won?
Do
you know? Did you hang around for the end?
I actually did. I was in line for this one place while they announced the winner, and that's who it was. I can't remember who it is.
Okay, well, never mind. You could tell me off the air.
Ron Pablo's.
Ron Pablo's.
Rom Pablo's. Crispiest chicken wing I've ever had in my life.
Well, must be why they won.
Crispy.
The judges must have preferred it crispy.
The guy he had like a NASCAR type of racing shirt with all these different sponsors with like his wing company, I guess, or chicken company. And I mean, he talked the talk and walked the walk. It was fantastic.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
I wish I had some chicken wings right now.
Mm-hmm. I got home and I was just stuffed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because sometimes, you know, one ticket is worth 2 to 4 wings. So, you know, like you have 15 tickets, but I think I walked out of there eating 30 wings maybe.
Do they do this? I've never been to the World's Fair Park for one of these things, but I see they're always going on. The reason I asked about the Asians is because last Sunday,
they had Asian Fest.
Yeah, it was last Sunday.
Yeah,
I didn't know if there was any spillover, and now you got chicken, and they do like a beer thing down there. Like that's in the fall too, isn't it? Like maybe like an Oktoberfest, something like that, where you go down there and drink beer. I've never been to one of these World's Fair Park events.
There's nothing else better to do at the park. You know, I mean, we had the World's Fair with it, but what are we going to do? Just not hold events there anymore?
Yeah.
They do some concerts every now and then.
In that little amphitheater in there?
Yeah, I feel like I hear about concerts at World's Fair Park, or maybe just outside. I've always thought just outside on the grass is where I thought they've done it, but I've never been to a concert there.
Yeah.
Just see them get advertised frequently. Bubba, top of the morning to you, my friend.
As a fellow milkman, Cody, there is something about milk being easy on the stomach, whereas eggs are not.
Did you do the research on that?
No, I just trust my gut instinct.
Okay. That was my gut instinct
I once
too.
drank
But
2 milks, in between a doubleheader for men's softball, so
okay,
didn't puke.
I think milk is, milk has gotten a little bit of negative PR over the last few years.
I'm a huge milk drinker, but I've never heard that it settles your stomach.
I know you're a big milk guy. I see you every day with your gallon jug in here with you. I know how you are about your milk, but it's going back to being a kid. I mean, it was essential. They told us we had to have milk. And then I feel like the last 5 to 10 years, people have kind of gone anti-milk. And I think it probably correlates with, the downfall of America in a way. I think when we're at our strongest, we're pro-milk. And then when we start to kind of tail off a little bit, we're kind of anti-milk.
We went from like whole milk to, here's 2%, here's 1%. Now it's like, here's almond.
Hey, well, there's nothing wrong with an almond milk or, soy milk.
There's nothing right with it either.
As far as like for shakes and stuff, low calorie, but still kind of a little bit better than water in that instance. So that's kind of where I stand on that.
Yeah. What's next? Soy milk, oat milk. Before you know it, we'll have rabbit's milk. Your friend's milk.
If I'm lucky.
Pause.
Okay. Well,
is this how you wanted the show to start?
It's fun. I'm just here for the ride.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this new lineup.
John already looks like he's got regrets on his face with 8 a.m. food talk. This is his worst nightmare.
It's fun.
Yep.
It's all good.
Cody.
It's all good.
Yep. I could sense it. The silence was deafening.
I can't wait to wear white even after today.
Yeah, that rule's antiquated. We got rid of that rule.
Did you know we had to do it to him, John?
We know we had to do it to him. Good to see Bubba at the watch party. It was good to hang out with you and watch the boys get a big win. Shout out to Bubba bringing his crew. Sam, nowhere to be found.
I had buddies that came into town, and they had to come in on Saturday instead of Friday, and they came in much too close to the
I didn't need an excuse. I was just pointing out.
Just a valid
excuse. You don't think your boys would have loved to go to a watch party?
We didn't have enough time in between them getting there to then get down to Barley's.
No excuse. It's all good.
Guess what time Cody got there?
I think everyone knows Cody got there. He got there when he got there. I appreciated him coming. Bubba, you don't have to point out he got there at 1:15 after the first quarter. You don't have to point that out. It's fine. He showed up.
There was no
first quarter.
There was no timetable. I mean, I had a late night Friday night, so I slept in a little bit. Woke up in time to see Corso on the doing his headgear pick, and then I just watched the first quarter at home, most of it, and then I was like, all right, I'll head over there. Head over to Barley. Surely I won't miss anything. I timed it up just so I would leave during a Syracuse drive, so I wouldn't miss anything on offense. And so naturally, as I'm pulling into the Barley's parking lot, the 73-yard touchdown pass.
Nice.
But I did get to hear Mike Keith call it, which was interesting. So
I thought he sounded a little weird.
We'll dive into that after the break. Not just Mike Keith. We'll talk about the entire game. Takeaways, Tennessee 1-0. I was impressed with the victory. I like a lot of things I saw on the TV. I went back and rewatched it yesterday just to get a refresher, make sure I didn't miss anything. We'll dive into it. It's Talk Sports on FANRUN Radio.
Hey Knoxville, Surfside iced tea and vodka made with real brewed tea is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is FanRun Radio.
Are you ready to make your dream home a reality? Hi, I'm Bo Kregner, and here at the Kregner Group at Realty Executives, we know that finding the perfect home is more than just a transaction. It's about finding your sanctuary, your future, your happiness. Our team is dedicated to guiding you every step of the way, ensuring a smooth and stress-free journey towards home ownership. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, we're here to help. Call me anytime at 865-742-1035 or just visit us online at bonowshouses.com.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka, made with real brewed tea, is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside, or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Attention service members and veterans. Introducing the Griffin Law Firm, your trusted ally in military legal matters. From court martials to benefit claims, at Griffin Law, your mission is their mission. Here's VFL Marshall Griffin.
As a veteran and retired military attorney, I've successfully defended lifelong benefits and helped preserve professional futures. So I know that when you hire a military justice lawyer, you maximize your chance to get relief. With my unique experience, I can advocate for you because there's no military matter that's too big or too small. Let us help you make these critical decisions that could affect the rest of your life. Remain silent. Request counsel. Call Griffin Law.
For a free consultation, call 888-707-4282. That's 888-707-4282. Or just visit griffinlawdefense.com.
Dive into it. Tennessee 1-0 after a 45-26 victory over Syracuse. It was kind of an ideal start when you look at Tennessee coming out, scoring on their first 2 possessions, playing some good defense, hitting a deep ball, and then I think, I felt like they took their foot off the gas a little bit. Syracuse able to score some points. Did feel like Tennessee was able to get stops whenever the game would somewhat tighten up. There was that period in the early fourth quarter where Syracuse was only down 12 with the ball and Tennessee forces a 3-and-out. They get the ball back. They take control of the game. The defense came up big in the first quarter, helping set the tone, helping score a touchdown. Joey Aguilar looked calm, cool, and collected. I thought he looked like he had a real grasp on the offense, some quick decision-making, some actual going through his progressions. Of course, a near picture-perfect deep ball. Aguilar passed my test for game one. Cody, what takeaways did you have?
The story coming out of the weekend is we got a quarterback. I don't want to, jump the gun too quick. I don't want to get too excited. But I saw a quarterback out there on Saturday. That's what I saw. I saw a guy who could hit some passes, a guy who had some confidence in his throws, confidence in the pocket. That's all I was looking for. Joey wasn't shaky. He wasn't, you didn't see the nerves. You didn't see him out there, you could see the fear in Nico in the pocket. There's no fear from Joey Aguilar. Now, is he perfect? Certainly not. Certainly not. There's plenty to improve on. He threw some high balls. There were 5 or 6 of those high balls. I didn't like that. He's got to work on that. And they mentioned that on the broadcast. That's something that Heupel and the staff, they've been working on it. They'll continue to work on it. But, man, the willingness to take the shots, the willingness to step up and make the throws when you got to make them. I thought he looked really, really good for the most part. A couple of mistakes. He had the one fumble on the handoff. But overall, I give him a B+ for the game. I thought he looked good. I think it looks like we got us a quarterback we can build on here, and I think that answered a lot of questions. Now, the competition, of course, will increase. You do have Georgia coming to town in 2 weeks, and that'll be a whole other test. But I'm happy with what I saw Saturday.
Bubba, do you have any updates from Joey's mom that you would like to share? I haven't really. I saw her tweet, that's my baby, but is there anything else you can fill us in on?
Vamos Vols.
Well said, Bubba. Sam, did you have any takeaways from the opening game?
Outside of Joey Aguilar looking much more comfortable in the system, you have the tempo back. I think you got to give credit to Josh Heupel and this offensive staff for kind of putting some new wrinkles into the offense too. I thought you saw some new formations. You saw them in the pistol, which I feel like you just haven't exactly seen Tennessee run in their entire time here with Josh Heupel. I think you clearly saw just off of that first play of the game where Ohio State was just running motion all over you in that playoff game. It felt like you were on your toes defensively. And, I think Tennessee obviously took that into the offseason and said, hey, we've got to put some new wrinkles and add a little bit of flair to this offense, because I think it was getting a little bit stale there over the last couple seasons. And I thought Tennessee did a really good job of kind of executing that stuff for week one as well.
Yeah, we'll talk with Brooks Austin tomorrow. Film breakdown. He does a really good job of watching these teams and kind of pointing out some stuff that maybe you don't notice and going into detail on it. But I was watching his breakdown last night, and he talked about Tennessee's revamped screen game. It looks like he kept saying that Heupel's gone to Steve Sarkisian's playbook and taken some of Steve Sarkisian's screens. And I did think that watching live, you noticed it the first time of, that's a little bit different. Okay, that's a little bit of a new look. Okay, I like these quick screens a little bit better. The little misdirection where Aguilar starts off rolling to the left and turns around, whips it to the right, where you got some blocks set up, and boom, there's a 6 or 7 yard gain. And then you would have probably thought a lot different about it had Chris Brazzell caught a slant pass that would have most likely taken him to the end zone, because it was one of those fake screens where you're setting up the screen, you're letting the guys cheat to the outside, and then boom, the blocker runs a quick slant. Aguilar hits Brazzell right in the chest. He would have had to make the safety miss to take it from 10 yards, for the entire touchdown. But I think that he would have at least had those 10, 15 yards, and it would have been a 50-50 proposition as to whether or not he scored. But instead, he dropped the ball. So I do think we looked at Aguilar's stats and Tennessee's new wrinkles a little bit differently had he just caught that one pass.
So to kind of get the negative out of the way early,
Okay, let's do it. Stock down. Whose stock is down right now? What are the
nitpicks?
nitpicks?
No, I'm not saying stock, but I'm saying that those sideline passes that we see kind of from Aguilar maybe needs the one thing that he kind of needs to work on a little bit.
Well, I would say overall, Bubba, if you ask me the one thing I think he needs to work on, I think him and Mike Matthews need to get on the same page.
Timing was off early on.
Yeah, and it seemed like it was more so off with Mike Matthews. There was always a talk that Matthews was a Merklinger guy, that he was always out there throwing and playing catch with Merklinger. It seemed like it in game one. Like I thought that he had a couple of drops and then a couple of ones where he's a little bit too far inside and Aguilar's throwing it a little bit to the outside, and they couldn't link up. Now, I did think Mike Matthews, I did think he looked fluid when he caught the ball. Like I did think you could see why Mike Matthews is a 5-star when he actually had the ball. Like he has one of those glides, not calling him Devonta Smith, but like it kind of reminded me of that, the way he kind of moved with the ball. Now, the thing about being that is you got to catch the ball first. So hopefully him and Joey can get on the same page.
I'm just glad to hear we're taking some things out of Steve Sarkisian's playbook, because I thought that offense moved really efficiently on Saturday. So that's good to hear that we're emulating the Texas offense somewhat.
We've got a quarterback. That's the kicker.
At what point did the people that were buying Texas on the road with Arch Manning in his first real start, at what point did they all feel dumb?
After he throws the first pass of the game into the dirt.
Yeah.
First quarter, second quarter, somewhere in there.
I feel like I was selling most quarterbacks all offseason, most narratives. But the Arch one really just stood out to me as like, man, like he might be good. But A, the expectations are getting set way too high. B, like he couldn't beat out Quinn Ewers, who was pretty bad last year. Why is everybody sure he's just going to lead this team into Ohio State and win this first game? Why is everybody sure he's going to win, like be this Heisman guy? And then, from the very first throw, Sam, he left that one, which should have been a 25-yard completion. He left it about 8 yards short and wide. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is going to be bad for him. And it was. Same for Cade Klubnik. I said the same thing about Klubnik, and I thought he looked lost at times. Not saying I'd rather have Joey than both of those quarterbacks, but after one game, I think Joey outplayed both of them. I think I feel good about my quarterback, moving forward. Not saying he's an NFL quarterback, not saying that we're not going to have questions about him at all throughout the year. And like Bubba said, the timing, and then, the distance. He was high on a couple throws. You don't want to be high on those screen passes.
Well, our quarterback also didn't play Ohio State or LSU, so, we got to keep it in check somewhat. But I really liked what I saw against Syracuse. Had we been on the road at Ohio State, who knows what our result would have been. I'd like to think this gunslinger we got, we could have gone up there and got more than 7 points, but who knows? Who knows? That Ohio State defense, Matt Patricia now, maybe they got it figured out.
Well, I will say that I agree with what you're saying, but I also don't think that if we were going on the road at Ohio State, everyone would be saying that Joey was going to lead us to victory and that the Heisman campaign started and blah, blah, which is what they were saying about Arch. So,
yeah, for sure.
That was my point. Was I just don't understand why everyone just kind of penciled that in for him being so elite. And some of the throws he had, I thought just poor mechanics. Patrick Mahomes, maybe ruining a generation of quarterback play with some of the sidearm throws he was trying to make when an easy regular pass probably would have picked up first downs.
Well, as someone pointed out to me at the watch party, we seem to all have forgotten that this Arch, that ain't Peyton's boy out there. That ain't Eli's boy out there. He came from the runt of the family, and we're chalking him up like he's the next great Manning just because of the name on his jersey.
I'm not going to lie. I do enjoy seeing the clips where they show us like high school footage and just like, are they playing in like two-way where it's like the small, linemen are chasing after him and they're running at about like, 2.5 miles per hour full sprint.
Calling him the run is.
I didn't call him that. That's what the guy at the watch party said.
That's probably not fair. He had a medical condition.
Yeah, it's just
in the book of Manning, they kept pointing out that he was the best athlete. Like they thought he was the best and blah blah blah. But then the medical thing.
It's just what somebody told me.
Yeah, medical thing.
It's not me saying it, folks.
Never had the makings of varsity.
You never had the makings, yeah. I got sucked in on the Arch hype a little bit. But I got sucked in more so about Texas. I blame William. He was telling me about all these playmakers. Oh, they got Wingo. They got. He started telling me all these.
He loves
he
loves naming just players.
Yeah,
as
he
if
does.
that matters. They got this guy.
But I did know the thing. I did know how good the defense was, at least on paper. And I thought, well, okay, Ohio State's got questions on their defense, and I thought Arch would be better than that. I mean, I didn't expect him to be a Heisman. Yeah, I didn't think he'd go in there and have 4 touchdowns, but he was just bad. He was straight up bad.
His stock is down across the country. I thought, just to get the negative out of the way, like Bubba said, I think there's 2 guys that I was pretty disappointed in watching game 1. Boo Carter. Bubba, do you have any updates on anything his mama said? It was probably a rough couple of days for her between Colorado and Dion getting beaten and Boo not playing very well.
Oh, hell no.
Ethan Davis, I thought, was pretty bad as well. I thought he jumped off the page as a player that wasn't.
He had some moments in like the run game blocking wise. I thought your offensive line looked great.
Sure, the big
Even
surprise,
without David Sanders.
Yeah, the big surprise on Saturday morning as I was driving to the watch party as David Sanders was out. I was like, "What the hell?" Then all of a sudden, I was like, "Do I still like the 13.5?" I was like, "No, I still like the 13.5. I'm not freaking out about that." Although we did have to get we had to slam the door on them. I didn't expect them to be on the 5-yard line throwing into the end zone to take all my money, but we closed the door on them. And the offensive line, still looked good. No David Sanders, no problem for game 1. You hope that doesn't linger. You hope he's ready to go at practice this week and against ETSU this weekend because, you want him to get some game reps before Georgia comes to town.
I'm pretty sure they already said he'll be good to go for next week.
Well, they didn't tell me he was hurt until Saturday morning, so I don't know what I can believe over there.
Well, so what's the deal? He woke up and didn't feel good. I mean,
said an upper body injury, which I don't know. Is that like a concussion? Like I haven't seen any updates.
Shoulder.
Whenever you say you don't feel good, I don't know. Upper body, I feel like was used interchangeably with concussion for so long around here. I feel like Butch always did that.
I mean, it could be a lot of things.
It is technically on the upper body, I guess. But like whenever you said you woke up, didn't feel good, like that's what I assumed. It's like, oh, your head. We'll get an update, I assume, from Josh Heupel. I assume they'll still do it today on Labor Day.
And we won't get an update from Josh Heupel.
Yeah, when Sam.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think he'll tell us if it's like, oh, he banged his shoulder up or something. Was Chris Lowe put out a report that basically implied that, I think, that he kind of hurt his, I don't know, he was blocking somebody and got hurt. I don't know. But, yeah, Ethan Davis, I was disappointed in him. That's somebody from early on last year. He looked the part. And then I thought on Saturday, he had the chop block that set you back. Now, Tennessee was able to overcome that and still score on that drive. What, Bubba?
She posted a picture with the T-Lander's mom.
Boo's mom?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Not with Aguilar's mom, but let's just say Angela T-Lander, you're on the clock.
She's on the clock.
Yeah. We're aware.
Her boy had a hell of a play. That diving interception. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
What's Mama T-Lander? What would you grade her, Bubba? Never mind. Let's move on. So we talked about the stock down. Yeah, the stock up. I thought a lot of guys popped. And, to me, like wide receivers, defensive backs, running backs, linebackers, like those are kind of interchangeable. Or at least I view them as the equivalent on the other side of the ball, right? And I thought all 3 running backs had their moments where they got to feast a little bit. All 3 running backs score a touchdown. I thought the same thing watching yesterday was all 3 linebackers jumped out and had a moment. First quarter, Arion Carter, shoots through there. Looks like he's shot out of a damn cannon up the middle for a big sack. Spillman ends a drive with a big sack up 24-7. And then, like Cody just pointed out, Jeremiah T-Lander, starts the second half with that really athletic interception. So I thought all 3 running backs got to eat. I also thought all 3 linebackers got to eat a bit, and I thought that was a good sign.
The sack from Arian Carter was a thing of beauty. He faked it, like he disguised it, like he was going to go into coverage for a split second, and then he just boom right up the gap.
Tim Banks was in his bag, man. You got 5 sacks and 7 tackles for loss, and on the broadcast they're pointing out, that's the 407th tackle for loss since 2021 when Tim Banks took over, and that leads the entire SEC. I'm like, hell yeah, Banks, that's how we do it. Create some pressure. It makes the games a little bit more frustrating when we don't create that pressure and he doesn't blitz. But I thought he was in his bag on Saturday against Syracuse, sending that 5th guy at the right time and sending him, and that guy being able to get home. That's a skill too. So I thought that part of the defense was really impressive.
You pretty much did it with like your 3 deep rotation too. Obviously, it's not great to see injuries on that D line. That's a little bit of a concern for me, but like you were still able to go home, get home and get pressure there with some of your guys that you were considering as kind of backups and reserves.
Yeah, my stock down, my third person on the stock down was the strength and conditioning team. Although I'm not going to freak out just yet, but it did seem like got banged up a lot. And when you add David Sanders to the mix, at the end of the week, like, why the hell is David Sanders getting hurt? What are we doing in practice before the game? Like, I feel like it should be kind of, pretty, easy on the contact there, but I digress. The strength and conditioning team, yeah, you had some guys get banged up.
Well, yeah, the day before is typically just a walkthrough. Like, I don't imagine.
Which, to be fair,
that's why it's questionable with him.
Well, to be fair, they didn't say he got hurt on Friday. I don't think. I think they just said he woke up Saturday not feeling good.
Yeah,
like
I said Wednesday.
Yeah, they said late in the week, so that could be Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, and then just lingered, and he didn't feel good when he woke up Saturday, and maybe it's one of those situations that Tennessee was fine because it did seem, Sam, like it was a part of the game plan was to work in new guys or work in just as many guys as possible, get as many reps out there, see who was ready to play, see who was ready for the moment. So they probably looked at David Sanders being out as like, do we wish he would play? Yeah, but we're okay seeing what happens on this offensive line if we do have some injuries. Can we move Jesse Perry to the outside? Yep, he did okay. Can Umarov, handle guard? I always mess his name up. Can he handle, playing in the SEC? Can he handle him if we have to put him in? So I think they're okay with that because it did seem like on defense especially, they were like, hey, we're doing a lot of different guys out here. We're going to play a lot of different guys.
I thought your young corners flashed big time. Ty Redmond's a stud.
Yeah, the defensive room, the defensive back room, I thought they were awesome. And, you had Ricky Gibson get banged up early in the game, so you put him kind of on the bench. I think he only played like 19 snaps. You put him on the bench. You, of course, already know Jermod McCoy is out of the game. And you really didn't miss a beat. I think Colton Hood, you talk about stock up. I think his stock is up across the entire country. Like, I think that's a guy who will play himself onto draft boards now. I think you'll see him start getting love in mock drafts as a late first round, early second round type of talent because the body, the physicality, it jumps off the page. It jumps off the page, and he looks awesome out there. And he carries himself with some real swagger too. And like Sam said, Ty Redmond, he looked awesome. Jalen McMurray, he's the one that came in and got the tip ball on T. Lander's interception. That was an athletic play.
He made some great tackles too.
Didn't really miss a beat from Jacoby Thomas. That role being gone where Thomas is kind of the missile coming in and making tackles. I thought McMurray, there was a couple times, he was bringing pressure and he was good at doing it. Was real short, making tackles, gets his hands up, tips, gets an interception to really take control of that game at the start of the second half. I thought the defensive backs all looked awesome.
Colton Hood with a nice scoop and score touchdown too.
Except for Boo. I thought Boo a little rough. He missed a sack. He should have had a sack on one of the blitzes. He came in. He missed the sack on fourth down, and Jelly was able to get out of the pocket and dump it down for a first down, and they end up scoring a touchdown on that drive. So that kind of stunk. That was a red flag, or that was a red mark on Boo's day. But everyone else, Cody, I thought was awesome.
Yeah, the chat is excited about the defensive backs. Colton Hood. I Miss Harambe says, is the Hood-Redmond combo better than Gibson-McCoy? People are asking.
I don't know if anyone's asking that just yet. Jermod McCoy was the best cornerback in the country, or at least one of top 3, top 4 cornerback in the country on paper coming into this season, was slotted as that preseason All-American. So mark me down for still wanting Jermod McCoy out there. But I'll tell you what, I miss Harambe, the Jermod McCoy, Colton Hood combo might be better than the Jermod McCoy, Ricky Gibson combo. Like, maybe Colton Hood's kind of that cornerback too moving forward. But I'm not going to panic on Gibson yet. Obviously he gets banged up. He's not really out there. But I do think that ultimately Tennessee's bet, Tennessee's gamble, I thought it paid off in the first game. Well, what do you mean by that, John? Well, we'll talk about it after the break. It's Talk Sports on FanRun Radio.
You're listening to FanRun Radio, the sports humans.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area. From Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive, even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them FanRun sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life. Days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half. Simple luxury for on and off the course.
We really need to get some branded stuff. Shirts, hats, promo items, something professional.
I mean, we could just find a website and order a bunch of it ourselves.
You could, but you're taking a big risk. You don't know the quality, the fit, the timeline. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, I guess, but isn't that how everyone does it now?
Not the ones who actually care about how their brand looks. Look, if we're putting our name on it, it needs to be done right. We need SM Athletics.
SM Athletics?
Yeah, they specialize in working with businesses like ours. Apparel, hats, promo gear, but real, customized stuff. They actually care if it turns out right.
Probably a lot better than getting stuck with 100 t-shirts with crooked logos.
Exactly. Plus, they'll walk you through everything. Sizing, colors, material, so it matches the image we're trying to build.
Makes sense. What's the name again?
SM Athletics. Trust me, if you want to look like a real company, not a flea market stand, this is the move. If you're serious about your brand, work with people who are serious about getting it right. SM Athletics.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold wave filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life. Days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half. Simple luxury for on and off the course.
I thought Tennessee's gamble paid off as we come back in here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Drink the light, refreshing White Claw Hard Seltzer and drink it responsibly. Shout out to Cherokee Distributing locally for being a partner of FanRun. I thought you saw it. Tennessee flush with young talent. Now, this might contradict just a little bit because I'm talking about how great Colton Hood was, but Colton Hood was a kind of a backup flyer they took from Colorado, right? It wasn't like they went out and spent a bunch of money to go get some established star. They looked at Colton Hood, said, Deion's not playing him. I like the size. I like the measurables. I like the attitude. Let's bring him in. But then you look around the rest of, I thought the young talent. At wide receiver, you saw flashes like Braylon Staley. We got to give him a shout out. Like, okay, I get it, Pops. The Pops is always tweeting. I get it. Your son's got some game. Your son might end up being our go-to wide receiver this year if we can keep him healthy and keep the hammies intact because he was explosive. That's a young guy Tennessee bet on, right?
Staley was the pick to click for many. Many were excited to see him, including me. And he certainly clicked on Saturday.
He was awesome, man. I mean, of course, the long touchdown run was great, but I thought he had one of my favorite plays in the game where he, it might be my favorite play of the game. I know the deep ball is going to get the love, but there was the one run where Deshaun Bishop gets hit 5 yards in the backfield, and he pops outside and he, takes it to the left side and is able to get a big run. And you see Braylon Staley just blocking all the way down the field, helping open that up, setting that up. Like I thought that was an awesome play twofold. I thought Bishop was great. And I thought Staley, making that play and getting out there. That's the type of stuff you want as a teammate. That's the type of stuff you want. You want guys bought in. Like, hey, did I get the ball? No, but I'm going to help do everything I can to make this play successful. I thought that was awesome.
You saw that every time he got on the field last year, too.
Just didn't get on very often.
Right.
Yeah, didn't get on very often.
Receivers got to be able to block. I mean, that's part of the job. That's a low-key, an underrated part of the job. People don't talk about it much.
But I thought Staley was awesome. But, yeah, I mean, you look at Ty Redmond. I mean, that's a guy they looked at and said, hey, we like what we have here. That's another young guy getting out there, for the first time, making plays.
Big bad Deshaun Bishop.
Big bad Deshaun Bishop.
Deshaun Bishop. The no gloves look was fantastic, too, with the running back.
Out there looking like Jamal Lewis.
Yeah.
Many are saying.
I got to say, Deshaun Bishop looks good, looks strong.
Do you think that we have a defined running back one?
I think he probably will be by default, at least for the first half of the season. But I did feel like I thought he looked really good. I still think he's lacking that top end SEC like caliber, like elite speed. I do think there's not going to be a lot of home runs hit with Bishop, which is fine. Like I think you can make a killing, getting 5, 10, 15 yards. Now are we going to have the 45, 50-yard runs with him? I don't know. I didn't feel that way.
I mean, he did have the longest rush, out of the running backs on the day.
He did on the one I'm talking about where he had to break the tackle to get there, but he did get hawked kind of from behind. So, I'm okay with it. And, again, he's the best one, or he's at least going to be the starter. And like I said, I think he's a solid, good SEC starter. And Dylan Sampson last year, I didn't think had the breakaway speed, necessarily to hit the huge, big home runs either. I will say Star Thomas, I feel like, does kind of have that extra burst. So I like the 1-2 match, mesh between those two. I think you can get a little thunder and lightning there. Now, I will say, to me, at least after one game and kind of the way they talked about him during the preseason, I do think Peyton Lewis is a third guy. Like, to me, it's 1-2, kind of a little bit of a gap in 3 is how I feel coming out of the first game.
So you think Star Thomas kind of put himself above Peyton Lewis?
In my mind, yes.
Star Thomas did just hit a nasty spin move on the Syracuse defender just because.
Yep. You saw some of that explosiveness, and I thought his touchdown catch was really damn impressive for a running back too.
Zone, yeah,
like that was really impressive from him to be able to, I thought it was a great play by Joey to move up in the pocket to buy some time and not panic and scramble, but keep his eyes down the field and flip it into the end zone. But I thought it was awesome that your running back kind of improvised and then went up and got somebody. So the way they came out on Saturday was hey, established pecking order. Bishop's our guy. Lewis was here last year. Star Thomas, you're the new guy. Drive 1, drive 2, drive 3. I don't know if that changes, but I will say to me, it looked like Bishop, Star Thomas, then a little bit of a gap for Peyton Lewis. So, just from the eye test in game 1.
Star Thomas is the best looking one out of the 3 right now in my book. I thought he was awesome watching him run the ball. No problem with Deshaun being number 1 though. They both can shoulder the load, but it's a good room you got. It's a good running back room. You got a stable. That's what you want to have. 3 guys who can carry the rock.
If all 3 of them can stay on the same page and all 3 of them can buy into the team, obviously that's best case scenario. Like this running back room can be really, really, really good if they can actually buy into A, staying fresh, and B, not having the disease of me. I did love, I usually don't give free shout outs, but I will here. Like I did love Weigel's just putting the whole running back room as like their NIL thing. Because I just appreciate that it's not going like you're trying to like celebrate them as a group, which is the way you should do it.
Yeah, it's a stable.
There's not a Dylan Sampson here that's going to be in charge of doing all that. Like it's going to be all 3 guys. So I did like that they did an NIL collective together. Where just like you're looking for Tennessee's production on the ground. I think that helps make them one because I think that's what's best for the team is if they stay one. But I thought the running backs looked good. Star Thomas, another one of those transfers you brought in. Maybe not a high dollar guy, but he was a good player at Duke. Maybe you had to pony up a little bit for him. Colton Hood transfer came in, ready to play. Of course, Pendleton transfer. It seemed like Notre Dame missed him a little bit. It seemed like that Notre Dame offensive line isn't just full of NFL guys like it was last year. Like it seemed like he maybe could have broken into that starting lineup the way they got pushed around by Miami last night for most of the game. I thought Colorado could have used Colton Hood on Friday night too. I think they would have been better off having him out there. Not saying he'd have been able to tackle Haynes King to the ground. None of those Colorado guys could tackle Haynes King to the ground, but he'd have looked pretty good out there. And I imagine both Appy State and UCLA was looking at Joey Aguilar and saying, it would have been nice to have him there too. So I do think Tennessee hit on their transfers, but I couldn't help but just look and be happy and think that Tennessee made the right decision, just giving their young guys a chance. You talked about Ty Redmond, freshman, stud. Staley, in his second year. Matthews in his second year. Both those guys look like players.
Didn't feel like the moment was too big for any of them.
No, and like the Syracuse game, it didn't seem like there was a huge fever for that. Looking at the attendance, didn't seem like as many people came down from Knoxville as I thought would. But I do think that like it was kind of the perfect opponent. It's one you can hang your hat on because Syracuse won 10 games last year, is what people are going to say. I call it 9 regular season. But like they're respected enough, but they didn't really have the horses to beat you. Now, I did think they had some good players. Like I do hope that they bounce back and play pretty well this season. Like, at this point we start rooting for Syracuse, in my opinion. They didn't do anything to sour me on them, right? It didn't seem like they were dirty players really at all. Fran Brown seems likable. Angeli, seems likable enough. And
he made some plays.
Yeah, he did.
He's a nice quarterback, Angeli. I mean, I think they'll piece together some wins this year. I mean, that's a bowl team you beat.
Is this going to turn into like your NC State game from last year, or do you think there was just so many questions kind of surrounding the team? It was good to see you get back to kind of the tempo and what you're used to seeing that offense.
Well, describe what you mean by saying the NC State team.
I feel
game
like
from last year.
we came out of that one and we were just saying, "Oh, this team's unbeatable." You score 50 points, the defense looks incredible, all this type of stuff, and then you kind of come to see that NC State's maybe not that great of a team, and you're like, some of the things that maybe looked like strengths just turned out to just be good for Tennessee, not like elite, like you might have thought right after that NC State game.
Well, I will say the defense, I thought stayed elite for most of the year. But yeah, I mean, Tennessee's offense, of course, I thought Sampson, I came out of the NC State game thinking, Sampson's a dog. And, that held up for most of the year. It was just, it really just came down to Nico and the offense kind of going into its shell. So I don't know. I don't think Tennessee did anything drastic against Syracuse to really be fool's gold. It wasn't like you beat them by 50. It was close enough to where you should still stay grounded, if you will. The question is, does Syracuse, can they be better? Can they be better than that NC State team? And you hope so. You hope they're at least a 7-5, maybe 8-4 team in the ACC. That'd be great. That'd be great. And I thought they had some, I thought that Justice Ross Simmons guy, he looked like a good player.
Their running back was nice.
I was real impressed with Willis. That's what I was going to say. I thought Willis, he was a stud. If we didn't have an embarrassment of riches at the position, I'd look at him and say, hey, man, you don't come to Tennessee, but we got an embarrassment of riches. We're good.
It was a great win in the sense that you come out with you look pretty dominant for part of the game. At one point you're up 38-14. You're clearly the better team. You cover the spread. You leave no doubt as to who was a better team on the field, but you also leave yourself a lot of stuff you can work on. You get a lot of stuff on film that you can improve on from week 1 to week 2. It's kind of the perfect win in that sense.
Right.
You beat a team with a pulse, but
Yep.
you didn't overdo it. You still got plenty of room for improvement.
You were able to play backups. You were
Yep,
able to get
yep.
some guys in there and get some reps. Some guys should be coming out of there with some real confidence, whereas other guys, everyone's pretty much going to have to come out of that game thinking, I could do something better.
Right. And as good as the SEC looked, week 1, don't take it for granted. You beat an ACC team, and not every SEC team was able to do that. There was at least one example I could think of a team that was not able to overcome the ACC.
You dominated a 10-win ACC team, and some struggled with a 2-win ACC team.
Yeah, some not only struggled, but maybe even lost inexplicably to a 2-win ACC team.
I will say, looking at Syracuse, I did go ahead and take them next week.
Who they playing?
-7.5 at home against UConn. I went ahead and took Syracuse there. I thought the 7.5 was a little disrespectful. I think they're going to be a solid team, or at least 7.5 points better at home than damn UConn. We'll talk some more Vols. We'll get your comments. Sorry for not getting to them in hour 1, freaks. We had a lot to talk about. It's a football Monday. We'll dive in around the rest of the country. Stick with us. It's TalkSports on FanRun Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. FanRun Radio.
Hello, is Tina there?
Who's this?
Yeah, this is Vince from the hit reality show Wives Don't Tell. Tina applied for our show to confess that her husband won't go to the doctor to get his erectile dysfunction checked. She said she's ready for a guy that can bring the heat.
All right, what the hell is going on? You're talking to her husband right now? Tina!
Well, she wrote the application that her man's performance is questionable. She's basically married to a coffee table. She also said, we live within driving distance to Men's Pro Knoxville, but he's too scared to get a blood test.
Oh my, she is done. She is so done.
Got you, Mike. It's nephew Tommy. Ain't no reality show. It's a prank. Men's Pro Knoxville is the real deal, fellas. Local experts, test results in minutes. Call 865-544-8220 or hit menspronknoxville.com before your lady books a new co-star. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Have you ever found yourself wishing your clothes looked brand new again? Whether it's your favorite suit, that little black dress, or your comfy winter coat, Crown Cleaners can make it happen. From stubborn stains to delicate fabrics, the expert team at Crown Cleaners uses the latest cleaning technology to ensure your clothes come back looking and feeling fresh. Visit one of their 2 area locations, Kingston Pike on Bearden Hill or South North Shore Drive near Dunkin' Donuts. Online at crowncleaners.com. Crown Cleaners, a tradition of excellence.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
It's football time at Tennessee, so crack open a cold beer that doesn't fumble the flavor. Garage Beer is 100% beer-flavored beer. No gimmicks, just cold beer. Built for bonfires, backyards, and beating Bama. Garage Beer is proud to be brewed right here in the Volunteer State. So pick up a 12-pack today and look for the drive celebrating Football Fridays at select Garage Beer headquarters around town this fall. American-owned, Tennessee-brewed Garage Beer. 100% beer-flavored beer.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, FANRUN Radio.
Are you looking for a treat that will knock it out of the park at the next watch party? Just like your favorite baseball team, Crumble brings the best lineup week to week with an expanded roster that includes key lime pie, strawberry cake, or my personal favorite, Monster featuring M&M candies. Let Crumble treat you to the best cookies in the game. Download the Crumble app and start earning rewards. You can even vote monthly on what flavors you would like to see at any store of your choice. Warmer weather is here, so get to the ballpark, but don't miss the cookies.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka, made with real brewed tea, is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside, or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Believe in family. Believe in your fellow man. Believe in honesty and an honest day's work. We do. We're Farm Bureau Insurance. And we don't just believe in Tennessee. We believe in Tennesseans. Farm Bureau Insurance. Tennessee's insurance company.
This is Baseball VFL Cody Brown. Farm Bureau Insurance is the official insurance for Tennesseans. Believe in me for all of your insurance needs. Give me a call at 865-992-3871.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
A new study shows marrying your first cousin is not as bad as it seems.
You're listening to TalkSports.
A research study done over 7 years by a data scientist at Columbia University shows it is okay to marry your first cousin as long as your children do not also marry their first cousins. It's from Birmingham, Alabama. Big surprise.
Airing every day
from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
The headline's disturbing, but like genetically, I thought it kind of made sense. I've always heard that a little bit of inbreeding is good for the bloodlines. I always thought that first cousin was a little bit too close. I thought the sweet spot was second cousin, third cousin type of thing.
Oh, God.
On 1340 WKGN.
Everything's fine in moderation, even inbreeding. You just don't want too much. It's like cauliflower. A little bit's good for you. I can bang my cousin, but my kid can't bang his cousin.
All right, you getting more headlines? Number 2 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Let's hit some Hour 2 headlines. What you got, Big Mac?
Thank you, John. I don't know what the hell we're doing over here on ESPN.com on a Football Monday. Top headlines. We got 3 soccer headlines and a tennis headline. These people not watched college football over the weekend? Idiots. Last night, Miami tops Notre Dame 27-24. Pretty good game. Miami almost blew it. You thought Cristobal was going to blow it, but they were able to hang on and kick a field goal to win it. Did you see the catch from C.J. Daniels?
Yeah, I was sweating the over, and I was like, oh, man, Beck just threw that interception. Damn it. And then next thing you know, boom, he snatches it out of the air. That was a great catch. Miami, Man, it felt a little gross watching them because Carson Beck's just grinding out the clock as long as he can. It's like they were trying to just bleed the play clock and play this like nasty pro-style game. But it did seem like they had a couple of difference makers at wide receiver. It did seem like they had some pretty good line play on both sides, offense and defense, and it felt like they had some wide receivers that could turn some regular gains into big plays, and I think that might be enough in the ACC to make them a factor.
Old school football is so dead. That Notre Dame safety not just taking that Miami guy out during that one-handed catch was absurd. He's got to just pop him over the middle like Ed Reed.
See, I feel like he was, I don't know, like I felt like that was such a bad throw that he was probably coming up to try to catch the ball. He probably wasn't even thinking about laying the wide receiver as much as he was maybe getting an interception. Then, yeah, the one-handed snag was crazy. I mean, you are right, though. Like, in a different day, you probably would have seen him get decapitated. And then they paused the game for 15 minutes as they stretch him off. I kind of liked the catch better than seeing a guy get paralyzed just personally, but what are you going to do?
It was a jaw-dropping catch by C.J. Daniels. Incredible. One of the great catches I've ever seen. I don't think Carson
Is that
Beck
how you
either.
describe it, or is that how ESPN describes it? I've never heard you say jaw-dropping in my life.
Jaw-dropping, Sam. It was jaw-dropping. That's how I'm describing it. You won't be able to find that term anywhere if you go to ESPN.com right now.
As much as you guys talk about food, Cody's never said jaw-dropping.
It was a jaw-dropping sandwich, Sam. A jaw-dropping sandwich.
Literally. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah, to eat a big sandwich, so you got to drop that jaw. You got to really open up. And, sometimes if it's a good sandwich.
Miami also had that damn 17-year-old kid out there running around making big plays.
Well, 17, that's the amount of points Alabama scored on Saturday against Florida State. And if you Google Kalen DeBoer right now, you see a lot of stuff about buyout, contract buyout. It was a shattering loss for Kalen DeBoer, said Paul Feinbaum Sunday.
Bad weekend for Paul Feinbaum. Between his Arch Manning take and his Alabama take, bad little run here for Paul Feinbaum. Let's go back to the end of September last year when Alabama beat Georgia, and Feinbaum's like, DeBoer, he's going to pick up right where Saban left off. He might even be better than Saban was at the end of his career. Now look where we're at.
Yeah, that was a great win for Alabama. But since that moment, they have lost 4 games to unranked teams. That is as many losses to unranked teams that Nick Saban had in 17 years.
Wow.
In his entire tenure at Alabama, Kalen DeBoer has now matched the number of losses to unranked teams.
Look, I feel like I had a pretty good weekend in terms of some of my takes, some of my picks.
I did too.
I feel like we were on some things. I don't think I nailed anything more than I nailed the, hey, are we sure giving a redshirt junior his first start, like that's a good thing? Like, are we sure? Like, everyone's picking Alabama to be this national. So many people picked them to win the national championship this year. That was every college football nerds and experts pick. Like, hey, Alabama's back. Trust me, guys, they're loaded. And I just kept thinking, are we sure you want to rely on a redshirt junior who hasn't really seen the field? And I understand he's highly ranked, but the fact he was highly ranked and he ain't really seen the field as a redshirt junior, is that not a little bit of a red flag? And then you see Ty Simpson just dink and dunk his way into 17 points. Like,
I was telling Sam and William in the office on Friday, I was like, hey, what do you think about Florida State here? Any chance maybe the Noles maybe show a little life here, come out inspired? And they wouldn't buy it. They said, no, you're an idiot. That's what Sam and William called me.
And I mean, I would have thought that quarterback running his mouth for that long would have meant something to those guys, but clearly, as we saw their linebackers like walking down the field, that didn't rester to them. That quarterback trash.
Getting big boyed by Boston College's backup quarterback. Yeah. That's tough. That's tough. And it didn't feel like an upset watching the game. It didn't feel like there were fluke plays. It felt like
the better team won.
I hate the cliche. I hate it, but sometimes, man, it's true. I feel like Florida State wanted it more. It felt like it mattered a lot more to Florida State than it mattered to Alabama, and that's a problem when it's game one. And I understand it wasn't necessarily game one for Florida State. It was kind of game 13, because they were 2-10 and spent all offseason reminding themselves that they were 2-10. And I know they got a lot of guys in the transfer portal, but the program was still coming off of 2 of 10, 2-10, 2 of 12. So, like, again, I hate the cliche, but they just wanted it more, and they played harder. And Sam talked about the Alabama's linebackers walking down the field, like not really giving Alabama effort, or at least Alabama effort under Nick Saban. And, like, that's part of the big story.
That kid would be fearing for his life when he got over to the sideline if he did that under Nick Saban.
Yeah. Well,
the board probably didn't even say anything.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing is he wouldn't have done it under Nick Saban. He wouldn't have, like, if Nick Saban wouldn't have had the confidence that he would play hard, he wouldn't have been on the field. Like, that's you're not wrong that Saban would have lit into his ass, but he never would have had to because the guy wouldn't have done it under Nick Saban. Either he would have not been on the roster or been in the on the field, or he wouldn't have done it. He would have played harder.
Well, now the meltdown is happening, which we knew if Alabama dropped this one, it would be chaos, and it is. Like, you got reports coming out now about how DeBoer doesn't run his program right, and like there's guys walking around the hotel room ordering DoorDash at 1:30 in the morning the night before a game, and
TikToking the day after, getting embarrassed. They're out there doing their social media videos.
You'd never see it with Saban.
Well, people said that. Look, again, it's kind of cringe, but sometimes it ends up being right. We had those discussions a couple, last year. Whenever DeBoer gets to practice, then all of a sudden they're playing the loud music and dancing and stuff during practice, and everyone's like, hey, this ain't really how we used to do things around here. And, you saw it last year against Tennessee on Jalen Milroe's quarterback sneak when the wide receivers are shooting jump shots on the field, doing fadeaways for first downs. Everyone looked and said, that's not really what you do at Alabama. And that's just been slowly being chipped away. So now they got embarrassed by a 2-10 Florida State.
They're saying that Kalen DeBoer is a lot closer to Mike Dubose and Mike Shula than he is Nick Saban.
Well, Sam, I don't know if you remember when Kalen DeBoer got hired. I mean, we were doing a morning show together, and we kind of celebrate a bit and said, hey, this is great for Tennessee. It's bad for Alabama, and you had some pushback. I remember Roberto calling in like, oh no, DeBoer is the best coach in the country. DeBoer is so great, so great. And I guess we'll see. We'll see if winning at Washington is the same thing as winning under this pressure cooker. When you're the hunted, we'll see. And so far, it's been a complete disaster.
Yeah, it's been wild. I mean, Cody said it there with the unranked losses: 6-4 against unranked teams, and then somehow he's also 6-0 against Sarkisian, Dan Lanning, and Kirby Smart in his career. But he just
Dan Lanning's doing him a favor there because I feel like he kicked Dan Lanning's ass at least 3 times. So I feel like Lanning's the vast majorry of that. But yeah,
Michael Penix.
Yeah,
make sure you say that right. He gets mad.
Give him the credit.
0-1 against Mike Norvell.
Yeah.
0-1 against Josh Heupel.
It's bad. And I would have thought that, the offseason of, to your point, like the fadeaway jumpers on 4th downs and stuff like that, I think a lot of people thought there was going to be somewhat of a cultural reset maybe in that locker room. And you get a lot of guys back that could have gone to the NFL draft, and then it just doesn't end up looking like anything changed in the offseason. And I think that's just as much of a red flag as anything that they put on the field, just talent-wise in that game.
Well, there has been a cultural reset, and the reset is we don't win on the road anymore. We don't we don't win double-digit games anymore here at Alabama. That's the reset. He's in a bad spot because I feel like at a minimum you've got to match last year's win total, and Alabama people would tell you got to exceed it in year 2, which at this point, I mean, they look like an 8-4 team to me.
You got to go on the road to Georgia in a couple weeks.
Right. You got Tennessee on the schedule. You got Ole Miss. It's
at South Carolina isn't going to be easy for them.
LSU.
Yeah. At Auburn isn't going to be easy for them. I mean, if they couldn't handle, Boston College's backup quarterback running out there and making plays, like I got to say, if Auburn can keep Jackson Arnold healthy, this year, like he was out there running around making a lot of plays against Baylor. So that's the type of, quarterback that's always given Alabama trouble, even under Nick Saban. Seemed like it was giving them trouble on Saturday. Like I feel like they could lose any of these SEC games, honestly.
They feel like an 8-4 team to me.
They'll beat Vanderbilt at home. I feel good about that. But outside of that, the rest of their SEC games at Georgia, even at Missouri, Tennessee, at South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma, at Auburn. Like they could lose 5 SEC games this year, and you wouldn't be shocked.
You got to fire him on the field if he loses to Vandy, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
At
And
this
Bryant
point,
Denny.
Yeah.
Well, and I've talked about it all offseason, but the more that Nick Saban hangs around, like, hey, I might be interested in getting back to coaching, like the worse this is going to get for him and all these other coaches, but especially him, because Nick Saban ain't even got to move to get back. Like, he's already got a roster that's loaded. I'm sure they could put together something behind the scenes and be like, hey, coach, we could just buy rosters legally now. We'll get you whatever quarterback you want. The rest of the team is good. You whip them into shape. We can fix this thing.
Saban's still got that old antique-looking office of his there somewhere. It's collecting dust.
Hell, if I was one of the big dollar boosters, I'd be making that call right now. Like, how about you just take over now? Let's not waste this roster.
$70 million. That's the buyout. $70 million.
You're gonna have some rumors pop up soon about DeBoer with a staffer, like how they did Brian Harsin at Auburn. It's gonna happen with DeBoer soon. Like, it's about time to start planning the how can we fire this guy for cause. The skeletons are getting ready to be drug out from under the closet. Wait, from outside of the closet, under the bed, whichever.
If anybody can figure it out, it'll be Alabama. They'll find a way.
They got
Those people are nuts.
They got Louisiana Monroe on Saturday. That's, of course, going to be a win. That Wisconsin team looks terrible, too, so that should be a win.
They lost their quarterback.
They'll be 2-1 headed to Georgia, and as of right now,
they'll be 2-2.
Yeah, as of right now, it feels like that'll be a massacre. As of right now, it feels like Georgia will absolutely massacre Alabama. Now, I understand things can change week to week, and maybe like Alabama can have a real come to Jesus week and come to Jesus meeting and kind of get refocused and everything, but I don't think that's going to help Ty Simpson not be a bad quarterback.
Well, you talked about cliches earlier, and another cliche is when people say a team being good is good for the sport. Florida State being good is good for college football.
I saw it about Miami last night. People saying it with Miami.
Yeah, that's what my friend kept telling me Saturday. You know, when Florida State's good, this is good for college football when they're good. But I got to say, the war chant, it does hit. Like, when they're good, it doesn't hit for me with the Braves. It doesn't even really hit for me with the Chiefs. But when Florida State is good and that crowd's into it, it's pretty cool.
Well, also, I do agree with your friend saying that Florida State being good is good for the sport, because we have to have a couple ACC programs that matter, or else all of a sudden you're watching Duke SMU.
Yeah, right.
Like, you do need Miami and Florida State to pull their weight to make that conference seem like a legitimate conference. So from that respective from that regard, respective regard. From that regard,
perspective. How about that?
From that regard, I do agree that, like, those teams being good does make the sport better, because it actually makes the ACC relevant.
And who knows if Florida State's going to be good? Maybe they just beat a bad team. You know, they beat a 6-6 Alabama team. I mean, who knows? Still better than they did last year, though.
Got anything else?
Yeah, but we spent a lot of time on Alabama there, but that's okay, because that's.
I wanted to spend more time on Alabama.
Yeah, no, that's enough. We'll get to everything. It's a Monday after football show, so.
Okay, let's go to break. We'll come back. We'll continue talking some football, because it is a football Monday. Hope you're having a nice Labor Day Monday. I don't know how many of you guys are out there working. Hopefully you got the day off. Hopefully you woke up and decided you wanted to hang out with us too. Sam, send us a break. We'll continue the football discussion on the other side. It's Talk Sports on FanRun Radio.
Streaming worldwide at FanRunRadio.com and on the free FanRun app. This is Big Orange Country's Sports Talk Radio Superstation. FanRun Radio, Knoxville.
Citizens National Bank.
Kick off this football season with a CNB Plus Perks checking account. Move downfield with free online and mobile banking. And cross the goal line with extended evening hours and Saturday banking. Banking at CNB has its perks. Find out more at cnbtn.com.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate 865-384-2012 and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Look out, East Tennessee. It's The Chase, right here on Fan Run Radio and Fox Sports Knoxville. Join me, Tennessee sports renaissance man Chase Thomas, and the biggest rising stars in Tennessee sports media like Ryan Shumpert, Ethan Stone, Ryan Sylvia, Caleb Jarreau, William Pattison, and so many more folks every weekday from 1 to 3 p.m. on WKGN's newest show, where we talk all things Tennessee Vols and always take your calls.
Rickard Ridge Barbecue, located in beautiful Cove Lake State Park. Rickard Ridge is home of the best ribs in the Volunteer State. Smoked daily by Pitmaster Mark Rickard. The barbecue at Rickard Ridge is mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone delicious. Take the scenic drive up I-75 to exit 134. For directions and to look at the rest of the menu, visit Rickard Ridge online at rickardridgebbq.com.
Ready to launch your career? Axle Logistics is a leading third-party logistics company where excellence is an energy. With an award-winning culture, Axle proves that positive outcomes come from a positive environment and a work hard, play hard mentality. At Axle, the drive for success is infectious. And with an uncapped commission structure, hard work isn't just noticed, it's rewarded. For those with big goals and even bigger dreams, Axle Logistics is the place to start your career.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced, Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit matlocktireservice.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
Check in on the Freaks. By the way, Talk Sports. Every morning we have made the switch 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. We got to get new graphics on that. Make a note of that, Bubba. You're now the captain of the P team. I know you don't make them, but you got to keep me on track. We got to make sure we get new graphics because they all still say 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. So make a mental note to remind me, or a literal note to remind me that we got to get all of those fixed.
The new time slot's not going to hit as much with Tim's voice.
8 a.m., 11 a.m. Yeah, no, it won't. I got to get all those changed too. So make a note of that. I've been running around like crazy the last week trying to get everything ready, and we didn't get that ready. So make a note of that. Tony Basilio, the Tony Basilio Show, will now broadcast live on Fan Run Radio coming up right after us here on the Fan Run app and 1340 AM, 105.7 FM. Shout out to everyone watching on Fan Run TV. We love the Freaks. Shout out to the Freaks. Let's go through. Let's check in on them. Run through some of their comments. Let's see here. I feel like you can't take Hood out when McCoy comes back. No, I don't think you're taking Hood out when McCoy comes back.
I think it opens the door to maybe just kind of continue to give Boo Carter a little bit of the like, hey man, you didn't do well over the offseason, so let's invest in some of these guys that did show up.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Like, I think it makes him really expendable. Now, I don't know if you want to go and kick him off the team. I don't know if he's got any friends on the team. Didn't really seem like he had a lot of friends on the team. Seemed as if, a lot of people were fed up with this nonsense. There's a couple of things I've kind of soured on. Like, I think, at least as far as I'm concerned, I could kind of put the Nico stuff to bed. Kid didn't really improve this offseason. Kind of disappointing to see because I was somebody that believed in him. And, I thought he had some okay moments against UCLA, but still didn't make any improvements. And you kind of see that as a pretty big red flag. By year 3, kind of like what I'm saying about Ty Simpson, getting the start in year 4 for the first time is a red flag. I think if you're making the same mistakes you've made your entire career in year 3, you just ain't got it. Like, I've given up on Nico reaching his potential.
Watching the UCLA game versus ours and just seeing Joey Aguilar in the pocket and his footwork and just like how comfortable he looked instead of just scrambling immediately and always having his eyes downfield. Like, that's just, you didn't see it from Nico against Utah either.
I didn't think he was as bad in the pocket this time. Like, I did think I saw a little bit improvement there, but by the third quarter, Utah had just beating his ass. So then, like, he had the same. He started seeing ghosts again. Like, I definitely think he is someone that doesn't like getting hit. So the moment he started getting hit, he reverted back to the old way. But I mean, he overthrew that wide open receiver on their first drive, which the guy was short and it hit his hands and he dropped it as he was jumping. But it was a bad throw. But like. That's what happens when you transfer.
Hit his hands? I thought it was like a 2 or 3 yard overthrow.
No, I hit his hands. He jumped. He jumped and it hit his hands, but it hit his hands. Like it was still. I would consider it a drop, but it was still not a great throw.
Really, it just comes down to Nico is a meow.
Yeah, and like his big fat daddy's going to have some real tough questions he's going to have to answer at some point, because at the very least, I think we can put to bed that UCLA is an upgrade over Tennessee, either schematically or, skill player wise. They ain't got nobody helping protect him, and they ain't got nobody out there that can catch the ball.
Great weekend for Tennessee. Nico sucks. Alabama's dead, and we're 1-0.
You look up the highlight to make sure it hit his hands?
It did hit his hands,
yeah.
But then I'm just laughing because there's like a thread of other throws that were just bad.
Yeah. And I'm just talking about that one in particular. Yeah. Like it was a little overthrown, but it was a small receiver that dropped it. So like it looks like it should have been a touchdown if you just lay it in there. But that we know that was kind of his problem. He overthrew the deep balls. He couldn't just put the air under the ball like Joey could. And I'm not gonna do the hate watch every week. I'm gonna try to ignore UCLA,
like the rest of the country.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to ignore them and not bet on them or against them, because winning money. Either by betting, winning money would be great, but if you lose money on either side, you're just going to be mad. And
Utah minus 5.5 was the easiest money of the weekend.
Yeah. That was my worst bet of the weekend. I took UCLA. I had an awesome day.
That's gross.
I had an awesome day leading into it, and I was like, you know what?
Did you like watching Devin Dampier?
Yeah, I did.
Fun.
I didn't know that they had some stud. I assumed they had some boring quarterback.
No, they got a new transfer this year, and he's fun.
Yeah, they brought his coach with him as a coordinator. Like that was pretty cool. I'm rooting for Utah, and usually I root for Whittingham. I don't know. I liked
one
UCLA.
of my playoff teams.
I liked you. Yeah, I don't feel like my playoff teams look very good. I haven't checked my standings.
Alabama, so that's not good.
Yeah, I got Clemson, which I guess that's the thing about the 12-team playoff right now is the teams we're laughing at after 1 week, they could still all be fine.
Nobody's saying it in his post-game press conference. He was like, we'll reset the slate and we'll get ready to try and get back into the playoffs.
Yeah, nobody's eliminated except Alabama. They're eliminated. They suck.
Alabama still has better odds to make the playoffs than we do. Like that was something crazy I noticed.
I don't buy that.
Well, I'm just talking about from a gambling perspective, a gambling odds.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cute.
Did anyone's drastically change from the first weekend?
Ours got worse.
Really?
And it was good for me because I'd kind of forgotten to put a bet on us to make the playoff at plus 300, and then on Sunday I'm looking and we went up to plus 320. So now I do have a bet on us to make the playoff, which I got better value on it. I got better odds on it, but I was surprised looking that ours got worse.
Maybe Vegas knows something we don't know. Say it with me, boys. Nico sucks, Bama's dead, and we're 1-0.
Like Alabama's plus 176 right now to make the playoff. Tennessee's down to plus 310.
It ain't happening, Bama.
It seems crazy to me that South Carolina, what would you put South Carolina's odds at? What do you think their odds would be of making the playoff? After what you saw in the SEC week 1?
Plus like 600 or 700 maybe.
Okay, well, you're a lot higher than I would have been. I would have thought it'd been closer to like 3.5, 4 to 1. I thought it'd be kind of like we were.
Sounds like it's a lot better than that.
Plus 820. When I saw that, like it kind of blew my mind just because.
Oh wait, so it's way worse.
Yeah, plus 820. Well, yeah, it's better odds if you're trying to make money off of it.
Yeah,
but to me, South Carolina, like they're not plus 820 bad. Like, they're right there already in the mix. I understand their schedule's a little bit
I was
tough.
going to say, they've got a pretty tough schedule.
They do. I think they also got a schedule that they could realistically maybe get in at 9-3, like they almost did last year. Like, I think it's on the table, and I got to say, Alabama coming to South Carolina looks a lot better for South Carolina than it did before the year.
For sure.
Who do we think is better? And I don't expect anyone here to truly know, but if you have any thoughts, Syracuse or Virginia Tech? Do we have a lean one way or another?
I feel pretty confident South Carolina's better.
No, Syracuse or Virginia Tech.
Okay, yeah, I was going with my S. Sorry, I feel pretty confident that Syracuse is better.
Okay, you feel good about that?
Virginia Tech's quarterback is god awful.
I was going to say, Kyron Jones looked terrible.
He is awful.
He was like 15 of 35.
Yeah, he was awful.
Hit a third of his passes.
He was awful.
So just Angeli alone, you think that? I mean, I think I would agree with that.
Well, and like we talked about with Willis, I mean, I think that guy's a stud. I think they got a couple good skill position players, and I think their coach is better.
I mean, I'm just trying to think of who, coming out of week one. I didn't feel all that impressed by South Carolina, but maybe I'm wearing big orange colored glasses too. Like,
Josh writes in, linebacker play was horrible. Our run fit was terrible, and no depth in zone coverage. It's our biggest weakness. Now, I do think the
wet blanket.
I do think the run fit that caused you some problems early on. Like, it did seem like the defensive line was pinching to the inside, and the linebackers are supposed to be there to kind of set the edge and clean up, and the linebackers did not get there to kind of set the edge and clean up. It did feel like Willis was able to bounce it outside a couple times that you hope that Tennessee gets that cleaned up. Now, I don't know. I've never played SEC D1 ball on defense or offense, but like I feel like both of those things are easy to clean up. I feel like that's something you could hammer home coaching wise, and I do think both, Garner and Banks will do a pretty good job of fixing that, and I think you'll see a more, better disciplined defense moving forward. But I don't disagree with what Josh said there. I thought the run fits were not very good on Saturday. And also, I will say that also I'm not as worked up about the defensive performance as some people were. I think that a lot of Syracuse's success in the second half, came in the second half whenever Tennessee came out and stepped on their throat.
Yeah, man, you're up 38-14. Like, you can chalk it up to a little bit of fatigue, a little bit of, we kind of let off the gas, however you want to look at it. But I'm not worried about the defense just because they gave up 26 points. We played a lot of young guys, had some guys banged up,
Like Syracuse, to me, they finished the game, with 377 total yards to our 495. But, like, at halftime, the total was 336 to 142. And to me, that's a bigger deal because Tennessee, they came out, they got the stop on the first drive. They got the interception. And the next thing you knew, it was, 38-14?
Yeah, 38-14.
Game was over at that point. So, like, I don't look at the yards as problematic for Tennessee at all. Angeli getting some garbage time stats, making his numbers look better, doesn't bother me. He had 116 yards at halftime. So, like, him finishing with 274, that doesn't really bother me. Because they were down 24 points pretty much the entire time. I got no issue with it.
No, I feel good about our defense still. Do you buy into the take at all that, like, we can't have the best of both worlds? Like, we got what we wanted offensively. We saw the tempo come back, and then suddenly the defense is giving up points again. Like, 26 total. Some of that you might call – do you call it garbage time? I mean, when it's 38-14?
I call it garbage time in the second half. Like, I do. And, like, even if you want to say it's not, the game's still in hand, whatever – I'll point to two drives in the second half that I felt like were money drives. I thought coming out of halftime, only up 31-14. You get a stop, you force a turnover, you score a touchdown. Money drive. and then in the fourth quarter, you're only up 12. Your offense was kind of stuck in the mud. They had started chipping away. They had a chance to go and make it a one-score game. You force a 3 and out. You get the ball back. You go score a touchdown. Money drive. Both of them, like the 2 times I thought that you had to kind of play good on both sides of the football, you delivered.
Yeah, you could have had that one drive there too. I guess it was the fourth quarter. You should have had another deep ball had the PI been called, but you got kind of Syracuse got bailed out on a PI call to Matthews.
Yeah, it's one of those you want Matthews to go up and make the play.
Yeah.
Like I do think he got interfered with, but I do think he still has to be stronger fighting back to the ball.
That would have made it 45-20, if I'm not mistaken, at that point, if you had gotten down there and scored. So, you had to punt 38-26. I mean, it wasn't a perfect game by any means, but
I think you got to like the complementary football that you played too. Like you turn that ball over on the fumble exchange, and then you go and you get a defensive score pretty much right after that. Defense lets up a touchdown, then you go and get the big explosive play like right after that. Like that's the type of bounce backs that you want to see early in the season.
Good responses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not worried about seeing 26 points at the end of the game and seeing, 370 yards or whatever it was. Like, didn't feel that way watching it. Felt like the team was a little bored. Felt like backups were in. Felt like you were playing pretty soft. Had Tennessee given up the touchdown at the end of the game and not covered, I think you'd have a lot of people mad. But you got the stop. You covered. You call it a ho-hum 19-point win. You move on. Cody, plus 310 to make the playoff. Does that change? Does that alter how you feel about this team?
It's hard for me to not feel really fired up coming out of week 1 and getting a nice win. I mean, the playoff, you could make the case that we looked like the third best SEC team coming out of the weekend after what happened in Texas, what happened to Alabama. I mean, LSU got a nice win at Clemson. Give them credit. Georgia was dominant. Who's your third best SEC team right now? I'm just saying you could make the case. I don't know that it's us, but
I'd probably still go Texas.
With that offense?
I mean, the defense still really
they were
good.
playing at Ohio State.
Yeah, I was going to say we'll see. We'll see what the defense looks like or the offense looks like whenever they're not playing a team full of NFL guys coached by.
Well, they're about to play San Jose State, Sam Houston, and UTEP, I think.
I know Matt Patricia's a punching bag. I know he's kind of a punchline, but like he is an NFL coach. Like he is a championship level coach. With Belichick, of course, but like I think he knows how to out scheme maybe some college staffs. I'd say he's probably got an advantage over them. So I do still think that was pretty tough. I know we made fun of Arch, and maybe Arch is just a complete disaster, but I imagine they'll get right over the next 3 games if you're Texas, and Arch will get some confidence.
I agree. I'm just saying if you were doing a power ranking, you could put us third right now if you really wanted to. Maybe if somebody was doing their own power rankings just based on 1 week.
The offense did look different with Arch. I mean, like, whenever you think of Sarkisian, he's got all that pre-snap motion and everything, and his quarterback's able to kind of orchestrate that offense, and it kind of felt pretty vanilla. It kind of gave me vibes of maybe some of those game plans you rolled out with Nico last year of like, man, do you really trust this guy like in this environment to go kind of throw the kitchen sink at him offensively?
Arch, more like flat.
Bubba, you're doing a great job getting the scores on the bottom ticker. I'm looking at them right now. Good win for Oklahoma, 35-3. I guess they're the game of the week coming up against Michigan. But Bubba, as you were getting all those scores ready, did anything jump out to you? Did any of those teams across the country, did you see one and say, that's surprising. That's interesting.
For my sake, also, since we're mentioning it's Texas Tech.
What'd they do? I have no clue what Texas Tech did.
They put up a lot of points.
Were they playing a loser school?
Yeah.
Okay.
67-7.
Yeah, that's a lot of points.
I'm also intrigued by BYU. Jake Retzlaff now down at Tulane, which, by the way, kind of impressed a little bit. People are pretty high on Tulane, maybe being that, group of 5 team that we see kind of towards the end of the season.
Tulane, more like Freeway.
Can you explain to me like how the hell Austin Peay beat MTSU 34-14? Is it because they had all the Blue Raiders were out there having to sell their own tickets and do all the fundraising themselves? Like, do they not have time to practice? Because they got beat by 20 by Austin Peay. Am I unaware of something? Is Austin Peay like a rising juggernaut?
MTSU's just dead, man. They're dead. I was talking to an alumnus of MTSU over the weekend. He was very upset.
I was a little embarrassed for the one semester I spent there. It embarrassed me a little bit seeing Austin Peay win by 20. I said, what the hell was I thinking going to that school?
USC put up 73 points. Wow. Trojans are back.
We'll look at the rest of week one, what we got right, what we got wrong. Coming up next is Talk Sports on FanRun Radio.
That if you don't stay on top of it, it can really come back to haunt you, both financially and, of course, in terms of your physical health. If it's been a while since you've been to the dentist or you've got a dental issue that needs attention, do what I do. Go to Malone and Costa Dentistry at Knoxville Smiles. You can schedule your appointment online right now at knoxvillesmiles.com or just give them a call at 865-539-1776 and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you.
Have you ever found yourself wishing your clothes looked brand new again? Whether it's your favorite suit, that little black dress, or your comfy winter coat, Crown Cleaners can make it happen. From stubborn stains to delicate fabrics, the expert team at Crown Cleaners uses the latest cleaning technology to ensure your clothes come back looking and feeling fresh. Visit one of their 2 area locations, Kingston Pike on Bearden Hill or South North Shore Drive near Dunkin' Donuts. Online at crowncleaners.com. Crown Cleaners, a tradition of excellence.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka, made with real brewed tea, is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside, or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia, courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys, every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
This is Coach Josh Heupel. In football and life, you need a solid defense to protect what matters most. That's where Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee comes in. Score peace of mind with Farm Bureau Insurance, the official insurance of the Vols. They're your line of defense. FBITN.com.
This is Baseball VFL Cody Brown. Farm Bureau Insurance is the official insurance of the Tennessee Vols. I'm here to be that line of defense for all your insurance needs. Give me a call at 865-992-3871 and go Vols.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com. Video, you see this new sleek inward half polo, top notch, 10 out of 10. Would recommend go to inwardhalf.com and pick you up some of their new fall line, or hell, buy something from the other seasons. They're still good. Those hoodies are going to hit here in a couple of weeks. Inwardhalf.com. Will writes in, this is ridiculous, man. Alabama finished with the 3rd ranked recruiting class. Just because he's not Saban doesn't mean you fire him. The worst thing you can do is start off a 2 or 3 year turnover trend. No, the worst thing you can do is just become another program, brother. That's the worst thing you can do.
Did you see that that Alabama kid who like flicked off the camera?
Yeah.
That was one of my my buddies from high school's friends.
Oh, I thought you were going to say one of your buddies from high school. But
no, but like he was texting us about it, and he's just mortified.
I saw that a couple of times this last weekend. It's like people getting put on camera and just flipping the camera off. Like that's you want to catch me being sad? Here's some FCC violations, buddy.
There was like a bar in Tallahassee where they were just the lights were going and they were just playing the war chant, and they just had his picture just zoomed in on like a big screen.
Well, I don't know if it was real or not, but I saw some bartenders in Tallahassee had already got a shirt made with his picture on it. They had it on the back of their shirt by the time the night rolled around, which is good.
He Chipper Jones tweeted about it.
I wouldn't know I'm blocked.
And he said, this one hurts the most. That's literally my childhood hero. That's a direct quote from this kid.
Also, the kid's mortified.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you meant your buddy.
No.
So have you talked to the kid, or is he just relaying the screenshot?
Yeah, he's just relaying all the messages from this guy.
Imagine how the kids,
like one of his fraternity brothers.
Imagine how the kids' parents feel. Imagine how the kids' parents
sometimes feel. You just got to let the emotions out, you know? He was feeling what he was feeling.
You know, I like it. I like it from the side, from the side of like, I like Alabama being sad, but I do still appreciate when the fans are in the stands looking sad on TV. Mm-hmm. I do still like that. I do still appreciate it.
The taste of the Alabama tears is extra sweet. I mean, because you got to look at all the years of dominance, all the pain they inflicted upon others. It's nice for them to get a little taste of what it's like to not be any good.
But I also got to say, I like the play by the kid. You're going to put me on TV? Well, here you go, buddy.
Immediate pan away from
Yeah, that's how you get off the screen. You're not going to use me for sadness. Then I become a meme. Then I'm never going to live it down. If I have a job, they'll fire me. My teachers are going to see it or whatever. If I'm a student, like that will suck, but kind of funny. Kind of funny.
He said, I am no prop.
Plus, if you fire him, do you think people would up and leave to come to a Bama who just basically didn't even give the previous guy a chance to get all of his players in there? So, okay, Will, I appreciate – seems like you're an Alabama fan. I appreciate you still watching. Maybe the YouTube algorithm got you because we put Alabama in the title. I don't know. But, like, brother, if your excuse or your rationale for wanting to keep DeBoer is who we going to get?
I don't think he is an Alabama fan because he also asked if Colton Hood could give Ricky a run for his money when Jermod gets back.
Oh.
So he's one of our guys.
Okay. Well, maybe he just wants DeBoer to stay because he's a Tennessee fan that wants him to stay. But, like, I hated that from a Tennessee perspective, the who you going to get. We kept coaches too long because of that. Sometimes a 2-year turnover is justified, brother. Not to go through and relitigate our last 15 years and rehash it, but, like, no reason to give Derek Dooley a 3rd year. There's no reason to give Butch Jones a 4th or a 5th year. Pruitt, whatever. But, like, sometimes you just got to keep spinning the wheel till you get somebody, brother. And I can tell you right now, Alabama ain't got that guy. Alabama ain't got that guy.
You're fully confident in that?
DeBoer's not the guy. DeBoer's not the guy.
Like, none of this is overreaction after week 1?
No, I felt the same way after last year. DeBoer's not the guy.
I mean, that's how I feel.
DeBoer's not the guy.
I'm with you, but I wonder if we're, maybe we're jumping the gun.
This isn't a wait till they get their guys thing. He's got the most talented roster in the country. This isn't a wait till he gets his guys thing. Especially the transfer portal era. You got beat by a team that went 2-10 last year. This isn't a talent issue.
I was giving them somewhat of a pass last year. I feel completely different about them after on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, year 1, you never know. Year 1, that's tough for coaches. But year 2, they're supposed to be better.
Sam, what'd you feel like you got right? What'd you get wrong this weekend?
What I got wrong big time was Clemson. I was not expecting that. I feel like I just have always subscribed to the LSU's not going to go out and play pretty solid in week 1, but they proved me wrong. That defense looked really, really good. You knew that offense was going to continue to be a force in the country, but I think that was a defense that really proved that they can go out there and compete around the SEC, and I think that's going to be a team that maybe kind of takes a step away from maybe away from Alabama, but maybe LSU can kind of get in there and can kind of fix some things up. Something that I got right. I'm going to go. I don't think I'm like completely vindicated on this one, but I was a little bit higher on Auburn than most people in the offseason. And I did feel like Auburn did put out a pretty good performance against Baylor, and Jackson Arnold still not maybe the most refined as a passer, but a guy that can definitely go out there and can be dangerous with his legs.
Brian Kelly put all the eggs in the week 1 basket.
Hello, everyone. It's good to see you. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just counting all my money. What did we get right this weekend? Oh, I don't know. Maybe everything? Oh, Tennessee. Cha-ching. Zach Calzada. Loser. Oh, hello, Cody.
Hello, Money Monster.
How
Look
are
at
you,
all
my
the money you have created for
How
us.
are you, my friend?
So much money. I'm good.
Do you have anything you want to say to me?
Congratulations on your 4-0 week. I was pleased with the Money Monster.
The Money Monster.
I like the Money Monster. The Money Monster, you're way better than the other guy who normally sits there and gives picks. Money Monster's smart.
Who's this guy?
That's a new guy.
Who is he?
Sam. Sam, he's a new guy.
Hello, Sam.
Hello, Money Monster.
He's a new guy on the show.
Did you take the Money Monster's picks this week?
I did. All over Toledo.
Good job by you, Sam, the Money Monster.
It's raining money in here.
Money, 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 money. 4-0. Do you know what my favorite 50 Cent song is?
What's that, Money Monster?
Mini Men. Do you know what my second favorite 50 Cent song is?
What is it?
I get money. I get money.
I can see why, Money Monster. All you do is win.
Many people, they doubted me. They said, oh, he's from hell. He doesn't know anything about college football. Well, I know a little bit about football. I know a little bit about hell. Alabama fans, they're in hell with me right now. I didn't even tell anybody. Live bet. I took Florida State plus 7.5 live bet. Okay, well.
Great weekend, Money Monster. Thank you for the picks.
You're welcome.
Some are asking if he's ever going to lose.
Sam, I don't have headphones on. I can't hear you, really.
He said some are asking if the Money Monster will ever lose.
Oh, well, no one goes 100%. No one goes 100%. I mean, I did. I went 100%. I did, but most people, no, you can't go 100%. I mean, I did. Again, first week, you find out who the Money Monster is. He comes out, he hangs out with you guys, and then he gives you winners. Winners, 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 winners.
Has Money Monster ever thought about hosting a gambling show?
Why, you got a sponsor? You want to pay the Money Monster full time?
Maybe there could be a...
You want the Money Monster here full time? You talk to my people. We'll see if we can figure something out. But right now, I don't really need the money, to be honest, because I don't know if you're aware, but I recently came into a windfall of cash. Okay, well, see you later.
Well, there was the Money Monster. Always good to hear from him.
You think they use USD in hell?
Use what?
American currency, the dollars.
I think they take the Money Monster's dollars wherever he wants to spend them. I mean, he's got that kind of power, you know. That's a guy there who, if he wants something, he's going to get it.
Mm-hmm. You probably could pay in another currency if you really wanted to, and he'd be forced to take it.
The Money Monster undefeated after week one. I mean, just an incredible performance.
The hell's
from
happening
him
here?
Gambling. Welcome back,
Hey.
John.
Hey,
Welcome back
John.
to the show.
Sorry, I had to that bacon, egg, and cheese. It got me. What the
Yep.
hell? What the hell's happening here?
Well, we were just discussing with the Money Monster. He comes in every now and then when you have to take a break. He shows up, and he's kind of weird, but he's kind of cool. To be honest, we have fun with him when he comes by.
John just hung out with his brother, the Tummy Monster.
Well, I told you though, the bacon, egg, and cheese. It was a 50-50 proposition, and we.
Did you notice all the cash in here on the floor?
Yeah, what the hell happened?
Well, the Money Monster, when he comes by, he brings gifts. He brings us gifts.
It's like the Tooth Fairy.
He did go 4-0 this weekend. He had a better weekend than any of the rest of us. Well, on Monday of last week, I started doing the podcast with Jesse Simonton, and I gave out 5 best bets on there, and they went 5-0 there too. Well, 4-0-1 depending. Toledo was +8 whenever I gave it, but it was +11 by kickoff or +10.5 by kickoff. So depends on when you got it. 5-0, 4-0-1, whatever you want to call it. So I had a pretty good week picking too.
I had a pretty good weekend after the Texas disaster.
And I just made a couple extra $100 in here. The Money Monster forgot all his money, so that's good.
Yeah, well, he left it behind. I think it was supposed to be just kind of a gift to the show because we give him airtime whenever you have to step out. So
Yeah, I don't know if they have USD where he's from or not.
He's from Vegas, right?
That would make sense. I mean, is he from Vegas? Is he from, somewhere else? Maybe extra, terrestrial or paranormal? I don't know.
Money Monster's everywhere.
Well, shout out to him. I wrote some of his picks. I saw us post them on social media. He did pretty good. Hour 2 in the books. We'll kick off hour 3 with some headlines. We'll talk some more ball. Let's talk sports on FanRun Radio.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
Hello, is Tina there?
Who's this?
Yeah, this is Vince from the hit reality show Wives Don't Tell. Tina applied for our show to confess that her husband won't go to the doctor to get his erectile dysfunction checked. She said she's ready for a guy that can bring the heat.
All right, what the hell is going on? You're talking to her husband right now? Tina!
Well, she wrote the application that her man's performance is questionable. She's basically married to a coffee table. She also said, we live within driving distance to Men's Pro Knoxville, but he's too scared to get a blood test.
Oh my, she is done. She is so done.
Got you, Mike. It's Nephew Tommy. Ain't no reality show. It's a prank. Men's Pro Knoxville is the real deal, fellas. Local experts, test results in minutes. Call 865-544-8220 or hit menspronknoxville.com before your lady books a new co-star. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you've actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth only drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw premium vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw premium vodka. Please drink responsibly.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today. Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-88-99789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off your brand with pride. From local businesses to high schools to major universities, SM Athletics is trusted by winners. Get real service, get real quality, get noticed. SM Athletics and Logo Solutions, where your brand comes to life.
Visit smathletics.com and let's build something great together. Whether you are buying or selling a home or even looking for some land to build on and start a family, be sure to give Reed Emerson with Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate Heritage Group a shout. He is a longtime listener and supporter of FanRun and has been serving the Mid-State for many years. Reed prides himself on his hassle-free and honest approach, and that's because he's not just chasing another commission. He wants what is best for his clients. Give Reed Emerson a call or text him today to get the process started. His number is 931-492-0418, or you can find him online at bhgheritagegroup.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, FanRun Radio.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka, made with real brewed tea, is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside, or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Ready to launch your career? Axle Logistics is a leading third-party logistics company where excellence is an energy. With an award-winning culture, Axle proves that positive outcomes come from a positive environment and a work hard, play hard mentality. At Axle, the drive for success is infectious. And with an uncapped commission structure, hard work isn't just noticed, it's rewarded. For those with big goals and even bigger dreams, Axle Logistics is the place to start your career.
Talk Sports. Talk Sports. Talk Sports.
Talk Sports. Talk Sports from 7 to 10. Overrated, underrated on Wednesday. FanRun Radio, Talk Sports said, not in my house, I ain't talking to Kimbe. Johnny Cody out here asking where the ops at. Tennessee Volunteers here for combat. It's the Cherokee Ghost, John Reed and Cody doing everything we can to bring Rocky Top back. Talk Sports from 7 to 10. Never leave a witness, never leave loose ends. Nico ain't nothing but a nuisance. 2026, we ain't making new friends.
Hour number 3 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Let's talk some sports. Let's talk some news. Give me some headlines, Cody McClure.
Thank you, John. Only way to go is up, says Nico, after the Bruins of UCLA are routed by Utah. We got punched in the mouth, Nico said post-game. His coach says he's a competitor. He's not going to quit. He just kept playing hard. We got to do a better job protecting him, keeping him upright. Always excuses for this kid. I didn't execute at a high level, said Nico. I got to be better. We all got to be better. We take this as a learning experience. We're going to face many more tough opponents, and we got to be ready, or else they're all going to beat the hell out of us too. Everything we want is still ahead of us. It's week 1. Only way is up from here.
Can't go much more down.
The video of him limping with the brace on his wrist. Did you take joy in that, Sam, or did you feel a little bad for him?
No, I took joy in not watching him perform on the football field, but like I don't want to risk injury. I don't want to wish injury on anyone.
Are you going to keep hate watching all season? Yeah. I kind of had my fill.
I kind of had my fill.
Maybe depending on, I don't know. If
Plus-
Joey Aguilar looks really good, I'll just forget about it and just be like, just really laugh in their face and say you took the wrong one. But
I also got to be honest. I had a great Saturday. Vibes are good. Watch party was good. Picks were great. 10 o'clock rolls around. I was like, what's the one thing that could ruin my day? I was like, betting on Utah and then having UCLA look awesome would kind of suck. So I bet on UCLA as kind of a little bit of an emotional hedge, and that was even worse. I'd be on the wrong side of that and just be like, oh, my God, I always take Utah. Why would I took UCLA, so that was bad. That was a bad end of the
I feel like you should have maybe gone like one layer deeper and instead of like the Nico story, just like who are you taking, Kyle Whittingham versus Deshaun Foster?
Yeah, I know. I kind of liked that UCLA team a little bit last year. I thought they played good defense. So I thought it'd be like a low-scoring, like slobber knocker. Plus, maybe this is the problem with overall the whole conversation is like the computers love UCLA because I think they think Nico's good. So like they actually had UCLA like covering. So like I was like, okay, I'll trust that.
I think Cam Rising has done really bad things to that Utah program. They've made a lot of people just go like, no, I'm not betting on you anymore.
Well, I think that's part of it too. Yeah. Well, either way.
Nico is my new Will Levis. Everybody kept telling me Will Levis was good. You got to wait for it. He's going to be good. Hey, trust me, he's going to be good. I kept waiting for it. Every time I watched him play in college, I said, well, he's not good yet. He's a senior. Am I missing something? Is he supposed to be good? I thought he was going to be good. Then he gets, the Titans. Is he going to be good? He never got good. Nico, I keep waiting on it, bud. Eventually he'll be good, maybe.
Yeah. He's not going to be at UCLA. Like this, to me, when I saw that video of him limping out, it was like, okay, this is going to lead to him shutting it down somewhat early, and they'll hit the transfer portal again. And I was like, wait, his brother's there.
His brother just lights it on fire, though.
Yeah,
instead of Nico.
Yeah. It might just be over for him. I don't know. Not looking good for Oos.
Well, Kalen DeBoer says he chooses to believe they've got a good football team in Tuscaloosa.
They do.
We're not going to be what we think we can be, what we want to be.
They do have a good team. They just need a coach.
If we keep playing on our heels, and that falls on everyone.
That falls on you, brother.
Well, no, it falls on everyone. I don't just point the finger at the players. That's what DeBoer said. He's not just pointing the finger.
They're pointing the fingers at you in Tuscaloosa, Kalen. You.
Ty Simpson says he thought they got a little complacent and thought they had won the game after the first drive, and that's not how it is.
What?
Credit to those guys. They played hard for 4 quarters, unlike us. We kind of took it for granted. We got to sit here and finish drives. The first drive, no negative plays, and we got to keep going. Well, yeah, man. It's a 60-minute game.
I think Nick Saban's having like chest pains hearing Ty Simpson, an Alabama quarterback, say they think the game was over after one possession. One scripted drive.
We got to understand we can't play good for just one drive. We got to go string together, keep playing. Yeah.
Yeah. Seemed like they really benefited from the scripted drive, and for a while it felt like Lenore Sellers kind of, or at least South Carolina benefited from that opening scripted drive because they went right down the field and scored a touchdown. Then they didn't do a whole lot until the fourth quarter. Now with Sellers, I would say that he was getting let down by his teammates. Like they could not catch a damn ball. They had so many drops, and like he seems ready.
I didn't get to watch all of that game. How'd the O-line look?
For South Carolina?
Yeah, that was a big problem for them last year.
Gotta be honest, Sam, I wasn't watching it with that eye. I was at the gym. I was kind of watching on my phone. I was keeping up with the score. I watched the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, they were on Sellers, and he was making some Houdini, Cam Newton type of escapes and getting out. But I gotta be honest, I can't answer that. I have to go through and watch some highlights, and maybe when we talk to Brooks Austin tomorrow, we can ask him. Because I'm sure he'll do a Sellers breakdown as well.
Marcus Freeman's still confident in his quarterback's future after their loss to Miami. He still believes in C.J. Carr, the new Notre Dame quarterback.
I think he kind of turned it on in the second half when he had to. I thought that he was solid enough. Like I think Notre Dame is still in position to go 10-2 and make the playoff. Like them losing to Miami, it looked bad when they were down 2 scores, but there's nothing wrong with losing by 3 on the road.
Yeah, well, CJ Carr definitely plays like he's 2 years above his level. Obviously, they're kind of playing into his strengths right now where it's, not many throws over, 10 to 15 yards at most, right? We're all seeing a lot of across the field, slants and just drives and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that definitely somebody to keep looking out for in the future, whether it be this season or next. But Notre Dame just seems like they've kind of restocked a little bit.
My problem there is they didn't really seem like they had. It's almost like they got too cute.
It was weird. Well, I mean, Love didn't play for the first little bit. And
Yeah,
shouldn't
he have gotten the ball like 20 times last night?
It was raining too. Like that should just be.
Shouldn't Miami have a damn roof on their stadium, like a retractable one at least? Like, I don't know. I felt they have a lot of like storms. It kind of seems like that defeats the purpose of having the new stadium if you can't block out lightning delays. Like, I don't know. Whatever. I thought that. I will say Notre Dame's offensive line, that was unquestioned like their strength last year on their team. Like that was what carried them to the playoff, and it didn't seem like they were quite as good. Now it's one game, I'll give them a chance to improve over the next month, but I will say they didn't seem overwhelming in the trenches. They got pushed around by Miami.
Well, if you were wondering who Frank Beamer was rooting for in the South Carolina-Virginia Tech game, he said his son. For allegiance first with his son, Shane, and then with Virginia Tech. So he clarified that.
Well, it's kind of a wholesome moment at the end of the game. Lenore Sellers went over and gave Frank Beamer the game ball.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was a good touch. I got to say, when they showed Beamer, he looked a lot better than I expected him. I was bracing to see him look really, really old and really, really bad, but he still looked pretty good.
Frank Beamer also led a prayer for both teams, a pregame prayer.
That's kind of cool. They
called
played
them the two best fan bases in the country.
That's kind of cool. A little Beamer Bowl. That was cool. I wonder if there's any Virginia Tech people on the message boards mad that the dad sold out to root for his son.
Surely not.
Surely not.
Did they make Cam Seldon a wide receiver at Virginia Tech?
Yes, they did.
Huh.
Jacoby Thomas last night. Did you see him?
I did. He was flying around. We ain't really got room for him, though. I don't know if you know our secondary is kind of loaded, bro.
Kind of stacked, yeah.
Yeah.
We still got Bill Belichick tonight, too. North Carolina and TCU. Watch a little Labor Day football.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one.
The Army football player Larry Pickett Jr. is in the news after rescuing a man from a burning vehicle early Sunday morning. Pickett is a second-year cadet at the Service Academy. Traveling with his family when they saw a crashed vehicle surrounded by downed power lines in New York, about 5 miles south of the Army West Point campus. And apparently this guy rescued a guy from the vehicle.
I saw Army, basically put out a statement saying that's what we expect from our guys. Way to carry the spirit, brother.
Glad they got a win this weekend, saving a life because they lost to an FCS opponent.
Oh, come on. Tarleton State's really respected. Some say
that's our tax dollars funding that loss.
Well, I got to say, for all the tax dollars I feel like we waste, that one felt like money well spent. I actually enjoyed that one. I got some joy out of watching that game. There's a lot of stuff my tax dollars go to that I don't feel like I see anything from. So, you know what? I'm okay with that, Sam.
I like seeing the little guys win. I like seeing the little guys win.
I don't know if it really counts when you're against Army. Like, you're all little guys. Like, no offense to the troops. I'm just saying it's not like they're like a overwhelming D1 team. It feels like it's a lot more of a fair fight, Tarleton State playing them, than it would be like them playing like an actual team that's recruiting like mostly for football. Like, I feel like Army, they have a football team, and like, sometimes it's good, but like I don't feel like the main purpose is having the football team. You know what I mean? I don't know. Sorry, troops. I didn't mean to be disrespectful if it was. Let's move on.
The Oregon football season started with disaster as the Duck's head came off during his entrance to the field against the game for the game against Montana State.
So many 4- and 5-year-old fans were distraught after seeing that. They were scarred for life.
Oregon was able to recover for a big win over Montana State, but not a good start with the Oregon Ducks' head falling off. And did you see at the Arkansas game, a fan named Grant got congratulated on his big divorce on the stadium scoreboard?
I did see that. More fish in the sea, buddy.
Yep. That's what it said. Congrats on your divorce. And love may be dead, apparently, as Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson are reportedly not dating. Their whole relationship was just PR for the Naked Gun.
Just a fling, man. They got together. They enjoyed each other's company. They hung out. They probably made out a little bit. Who knows? Maybe Liam got to second or third base. Who knows? Maybe they found each other in each other's arms one night and just let each other melt into the other. I don't know. We don't need to make everything a big story. Can't a guy have a fling around here? Can't Pam get her swerve on without people talking about it? Let's let them have fun.
Couple of NFL notes for you. Micah Parsons, reportedly viewed by some Cowboys teammates as, quote, egotistical and self-centered before the Packers trade. Jerry's trying to put out some good PR here for the Cowboys.
I found it funny that they went and overpaid one of their cornerbacks after not paying Micah Parsons.
Hey, see, I'm not cheap. I'll spend money. It's weird, man, because they had Micah Parsons under contract for 3 more years. Like, I mean, theoretically, like they had him under for 1 more year, and then, it's pretty standard that in the NFL you get basically two goes at the franchise tag. I feel like they sold him at his absolute lowest value. They still got 2 first-round picks for him. That's fine, but I don't know. I feel like you should have done that.
But those picks are going to be 15 to 23.
They will.
Those aren't going to be any players worth Micah Parsons' value.
Well, typically I agree. And especially I push back on that a lot, in the NBA when you're like, oh, I got 3 first-round picks and a pick swap. Who cares? You got, the very bottom of the draft. You'll never swap those picks. I will say in the NFL, the first-round picks are a lot more valuable, it feels like, and I don't really care if they're 15th or 20th. They might even be 24th, 25th. It's all about cost control there. If you can find just a good – you can find quality starters in the first and second round if you do your due diligence. And at that point, it's just cost control. I don't know how paying a defensive lineman over $40 million would work. I mean, I don't know if that's good for your team or bad for your team. I don't know. It's not like it's led T.J. Watt. It's not like T.J. Watt's led the Steelers to a lot of glory. You know what I mean? Now you could say Dak Prescott's better than any quarterback he's had, and that would be fair, but Myles Garrett ain't necessarily putting Cleveland on his back and carrying them far. So, I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is there. I think I'm okay with what Dallas did, but from a fan standpoint and a PR standpoint with your fan base, obviously Jerry's going to get raked over the coals here, as he should.
Yeah, Dak said he's just glad that a solution was reached. I don't think anybody's hung up on the Parsons trade. He said, I'm glad we got it over with. Our focus is on the Eagles. NFL season gets kicked off Thursday. Dallas and Philly. Should be a good one. And then the other one is the Chiefs unable to reach an extension with their cornerback, McDuffie. He will start the season without a deal in Kansas City. Trent McDuffie, the team's top cornerback. They're not expected to agree to a multi-year contract extension before Kansas City season starts, according to ESPN.
Anything else?
That's all I got.
Good batch of news. Sam, break us off some commercials. Bubba, put up the now waiting break screen. We'll come back. We'll talk more football. Let's talk sports on FanRun Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee fans. This is FanRun Radio.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka, made with real brewed tea, is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, 0 carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside, or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Attention service members and veterans. Introducing the Griffin Law Firm, your trusted ally in military legal matters. From court martials to benefit claims, at Griffin Law, your mission is their mission. Here's VFL Marshall Griffin.
As a veteran and retired military attorney, I've successfully defended lifelong benefits and helped preserve professional futures. So I know that when you hire a military justice lawyer, you maximize your chance to get relief. With my unique experience, I can advocate for you because there's no military matter that's too big or too small. Let us help you make these critical decisions that could affect the rest of your life. Remain silent. Request counsel. Call Griffin Law.
For a free consultation, call 888-707-4282. That's 888-707-4282. Or just visit griffinlawdefense.com.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires. Just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you've actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth only drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw Premium Vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw Premium Vodka. Please drink responsibly.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life. Days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half. Simple luxury for on and off the course.
Are you looking for a treat that will knock it out of the park at the next watch party? Just like your favorite baseball team, Crumble brings the best lineup week to week with an expanded roster that includes key lime pie, strawberry cake, or my personal favorite, Monster featuring M&M candies. Let Crumble treat you to the best cookies in the game. Download the Crumble app and start earning rewards. You can even vote monthly on what flavors you would like to see at any store of your choice. Warmer weather is here, so get to the ballpark, but don't miss the cookies.
This might be my favorite 50 Cent song. You see Kentucky Sports Radio that they have tried to diagnose their football problem. Atmosphere needs work. They write. That's the problem at Kentucky. The atmosphere. The atmosphere needs work. They seem pretty lifeless. I mean, they were able to win game 1, but Toledo, I mean, was right there with them for most of the game. I try not to freak out too much, and you start getting into a little trouble if you're gambling on Monday or Sunday night, trying to look ahead to the weekend already. But I went ahead, and this year I'm going to try to do a snap reaction, couple bets, couple parlays or something, just to how I feel on Sunday when I see the line for the first time, which one jumps out to me. I told you I had Syracuse minus 7.5, but also like Ole Miss minus 9.5 at Kentucky.
Oh, my God.
The snap reaction there made me think, load up on Ole Miss.
Yeah.
How did Ole Miss look week 1? I didn't see anything about them. I guess they were playing some little sisters
Georgia
of the
State,
poor.
I believe. 63-7. Lane Kiffin loves beating up on people.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of why I think the 9.5, I like it, because if he's going to beat up on somebody, it's going to be the team that embarrassed him last year.
Mm-hmm.
I just think this Kentucky team
That's
sucks.
a crazy line. That should be at least 2 touchdowns, in my opinion.
That's how I felt when I saw it.
Well, Kentucky may be the worst team in the SEC. I mean, outside of Alabama, it's very possible that Kentucky, you think of the real bottom feeders in the conference, Kentucky, Mississippi State, Alabama. Take your pick there on who you think's worse.
I feel like they'd play a close game. I'd give Alabama a chance of beating Kentucky. I mean, it'd be close.
Which quarterback are you taking?
I mean, in Tuscaloosa, I think I'm taking Bama.
I'm taking Ty Simpson over Calzada. Calzada sucks. Do you see his stat line?
He's awful.
He threw like 20 times for like 80 yards. Like, it was terrible.
If you're that bad in your Kentucky, like, why are you not playing that? There was some younger kid that they had last year that came in for a little bit against us that I'll pull his name up. But Cutter Boley. I'm pretty sure he was like a decent recruit.
Yes, Cutter Boley.
I mean, if you're as bad as Kentucky is, like, you might as well just hope you can strike gold with one of your young guys instead of Zach Calzada, who has shown it at every single level that he just can't play quarterback.
Yeah, very rarely is it going to click for the guy on the fourth time.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing to be like Cam Ward, and you're upgrading each time. You know, by the time he got to Miami, he had transferred twice already, but he was going up a level every year. He was getting better. He was working himself onto the map. Calzada has gone, from good to bad to decent, I guess. Schools just bounce around nonstop looking for a home. He ain't going to figure it out. It ain't going to click for him. He's cooked.
Does anything from what you saw over the weekend change your outlook for Tennessee's season?
Alabama.
Well, that's kind of what I'm asking. Like
the Alabama game, I was beating the drum. I think we were too. You were too, just about the schedule being, pretty easy by SEC standards. And that was with being afraid of Alabama. Now, I'm not going to say that Tennessee is going to go in and beat Alabama as we sit here right now. I need some more data on that. But, there's a chance now it's in play that, Alabama is checked out of their season by the time Tennessee comes in there.
Before the Tennessee game, Alabama does have...
They got at Georgia. Now, they should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They should be 4-2 with only losses to Florida State and Georgia and, playing for their playoff life. They should.
I think they could very well be 3-3.
I mean, the way they looked on Saturday, again, they got dominated, man. It wasn't...
I mean, at Missouri, it's a game you typically would pencil in for Bama, but...
In my Alabama record prediction, I actually had Missouri going and beating them.
Really?
Well...
It's sandwiched in between some tough games there, and Missouri's just a weird place to go play sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's we'll see. I memean, I don't think Vanderbilt's going to beat them. Vanderbilt's not going to beat them. I don't think Missouri's going to. So I still think they'll be 4-2 when we play them. But that game, yeah, it definitely takes on a new tone now. It definitely has a different outlook on it. I was pretty positive about the boys, coming into the season just because of the schedule. But I think Tennessee, what I saw from them, it looked better. I think Josh Heupel, I think he heard the noise. I think Joey Halsley heard the noise. I think they got in the lab and came up with some wrinkles. Actually changed some things. You didn't see as many, wide splits. That was something new. That was more of a traditional NFL type of splits. The very first play, you're basically running an NFL package. Little play action, perfect, 15-yard slant. Perfect football.
Should we go ahead and lock in plus 11.5 over there in Tuscaloosa?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, can you still get it? Is it still up? I don't know.
ESPN's sportsbook, just when I'm looking at the app. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if you still got action on it or not. I know VIP Play had it before the year. I don't know if FanDuel did or not, but if you can get Tennessee plus 11.5 right now, I would feel like I would take that. Again, I don't know if I'm hammering the money line in Tuscaloosa just yet, but ain't nothing I saw that didn't make me think we could go in there and compete with those boys. What about the rest of Tennessee's schedule, Cody?
Well, you get a win this week. For me, it all comes down to week 3.
Sure.
I mean, that's going to decide whether or not we view ourselves as a championship contender or just not quite there yet.
Mississippi State has a game, next week against a Arizona State comes to town. It's only a 6.5 point spread though right now. So like, I mean, if Mississippi State plays Arizona State tough or beats them, maybe that changes, the outlook a little bit. Maybe going into Starkville all of a sudden feels a little bit tougher.
Well, the thing that we've always worried about with Heupel, at least the last few years, is that one road game that you kind of feel is a trap for your team, and
they might be going into 3-3 Alabama. Maybe that's the trap game.
Well, that's kind of what I'm starting to like. I said I worried more about Kentucky than I did Mississippi State, but I think now that's I think I mean, I don't think I believe that as we sit here today. I'm just saying if you got to pick one that's dangerous, like there's really no excuse for either of those games. Like I think you win both those games.
There's nothing dangerous about Kentucky. Mississippi State could at least maybe put some points up on you.
Well, that's what I think now, today. But I'm just saying, like, before the season, I would have said I think maybe I'm more worried about Kentucky than I am Mississippi State. But I think they both really suck.
Okay, so after a week, have you changed your mind? Have you came to my side that this year's schedule is easier than last year's schedule?
No, because we still don't. We still don't know about the road games compared to the home games. Like, I'd still rather have Alabama and Florida at home.
I don't want to get into the discussion about Georgia last year on the road again, but like this Alabama game feels a lot more winnable than that Georgia game did last year.
Well, it does now. It does now for sure. We'll see what happens with Florida. Like Florida was impressive week 1, but they were playing, the school of the deaf and blind.
Apparently, Rhode Island has a football team. I didn't realize that.
Long Island.
Long Island. Hell, I definitely didn't know Long Island had a football team.
Yeah.
Rhode Island, Long Island. Hell, who gives a damn?
Long Island. The only thing I knew about Long Island before that was Billy Joel. He's a Long Island guy. But
have you seen that documentary, Cody?
Yeah, I did. It's great. Have you seen it yet, John? But anyway, I think.
Let me guess. He had a tough life coming up, and then he made music.
No, not really. He had a pretty good life.
Okay, well, let me guess. We'll see. I'm already, even less interesting.
Yeah.
I at least want to see him overcome some adversity.
Well, he did have a few drunk driving incidents.
Let me guess. Some drugs, some women. Got his heart broken.
A lot of drinking.
Yeah.
Billy Joel, big drinker.
Okay.
A lot of drunkenness.
I feel like I get the gist of it.
Yeah.
Georgia game.
If we beat Georgia, man, the vibes are going to be through the roof, aren't they? Like if you win the undoubtedly the toughest game left on your schedule.
People will be pretty happy if you beat Georgia.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, when you look at the schedule ahead, like, you're already pretty much a playoff team, assuming you take care of business, like, in a couple of places. But, like, you can afford 2 losses at that point. Vibes are going to be immaculate.
Would you rather beat Georgia or win in Tuscaloosa?
Beat Georgia. No question, in my opinion. No question.
I think you got to take the home win.
Every time I log onto our Instagram and see all those Georgia fans trolling us, I want to beat them so badly. I didn't watch any of their games. I mean, I know they dominated.
They look pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, they don't even have any tests before they play us either, right? I mean, they got another layup this week, right?
Yeah. Oh, before us? No, they play Austin Peay.
Yeah. Well, after seeing what Austin Peay did to MTSU, maybe those boys are going to be a little feisty. But yeah, no, they are going to, be undefeated when they come here. We'll see what Gunnar Stockton looks like on the road. That's your big hope, is that the way he was trying to run around against Marshall doing his best Stetson Bennett impression, that doesn't work against Tennessee. He had 10 carries for 73 yards. That's annoying. Like, I hope that Tennessee's defensive line and linebackers and all the extra blitzes and stuff we send, hopefully Boo Carter's learned how to tackle. But if not, hopefully McMurray and the boys, when they're coming in, they can make stops. Hopefully Jermod McCoy's back and healthy by then. Like, and then all of a sudden you could talk me into us having a pretty good chance. Like Gunnar Stockton going 14 of 24. That doesn't necessarily scare me against Marshall. You know what I mean? Like 14 of 24 against Marshall. That makes me feel like that's a quarterback we'd have a chance against inside Neyland Stadium. Now, we talked about the good things, the bad things from Tennessee, Syracuse, and I would say that maybe the worst thing for me is the defensive line.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like Tennessee's defensive line, man, like
we got pushed around last year with the best one we've had in the Heupel era. I don't feel great about this one coming in and really imposing their will.
The only hope there would be that, like, you know, the adage that, you know, everyone's better at home, and also the pass rush is better at home because, you know, the offensive line can't hear, so they're a half step slow. They're reacting just to the ball, and even then they're late. So, like, the hope there is that you could just that home field advantage would make up that difference. Like last year's defensive line, I think would have caused some havoc if it was in Knoxville, but it wasn't. And then also you hope that, like, at home you get some holding calls. You hope you get a little home cooking and all those things. So the defensive line on Saturday against Syracuse, that's probably actually the biggest disappointment, I thought. I know they've been dealing with injuries, and they took even more injuries in that game. What did you make of Jackson Moyes? I can never say. I'm so bad with names.
It's Moy, I think.
Yeah. What did you take of Moyes' tweets that he deleted? That
what did he say? I didn't see that.
It seemed like a guy that was kind of announcing a bad injury without announcing a bad injury. It was just something about, like, the pain and going through struggles and stuff like that, and then he deleted it.
Where he was holding did not make me feel very optimistic about kind of his future.
Yeah, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor, of course. I don't know. I haven't seen any big updates, but the tweet that got deleted wasn't great. It was a Bible verse, and it said, "The pain you are feeling cannot compare to the joy that is coming. Orange heart, #GBO." And that got deleted pretty soon after. So, like, that makes me think that he's at least headed to the shelf for a month or so. Like, and that's just me, you know, speculating. But
well, you got to take care of your body over the off season. You know, you can't be out boozing and such.
That's rich coming from you.
Well, I'm not out there trying to.
You got to take care of your body. You can't be out there boozing.
I'm not the one out there. I'm not the man in the arena in this scenario. I'm not the one out there playing, you know. But if I was, I'd be taking care of my body.
You told us about all the drinking you did when you played high school football.
Not in the summer leading up to my senior football season.
We
didn't drink a drop.
I don't think that's true.
Too busy doing steroids.
Yeah, that's right. Trying to get better.
I don't even know if I believe that either.
Well, it's the truth. It's the truth.
Did you make it through the school year without boozing first semester?
Yeah, we didn't do any boozing during the football season. Now, as soon as we lost that last game, it was on. You know,
you telling the truth?
We're drinking handles of whiskey at that point.
You telling the truth? You didn't have one drop.
I'm telling the truth.
The whole summer leading up.
I didn't drink any. No. I didn't drink any.
What about meth?
No meth either. No meth. We waited till the football season was over to hit the needle.
Sam, do you believe this?
Not for a second.
Bubba, do you believe this?
I will.
Well, thank you, Bubba. These guys weren't there. They don't know.
I don't think I believe
that
you.
First Friday night, Cody was
after the first big win. We'll have a couple to celebrate the win. It's our senior year, boys.
No booze.
He's only drinking chalky milk.
Block I laid.
Yeah.
No booze. Zero booze. Might have been a little weed.
That's even worse. That's slowing you down.
For some of the guys, not for me.
That's slowing you down. So, yeah, the defensive line, I think, was my biggest question / disappointment coming out of the weekend. I think that plays into what we were talking about with the run fit and everything, too. Like, I don't know if the defensive line was supposed to be pinching inside on a couple of those that got bounced outside. I don't know. I assume they were doing the right thing, but hell, they could have been making mistakes too. But either way, the biggest disappointment I had is we had multiple, like, short yardage situations, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. And I feel like last year we got a lot of stops in those situations. I loved getting teams in 4th and short last year because you knew that you were going to come up and make a play. You had a really good feeling you were going to stuff them. Syracuse was like, nope, here's a first down. So if we're looking for something to make you pump the brakes, that'd be it. Go ahead, Cody.
Well, if there's anybody you trust, it's Rodney Garner.
Sure. Yeah, 100%.
Get it figured out. What time? When does the poll come out? Do we know? Do you know?
It won't come out today.
It's normally a Tuesday deal, isn't it?
No, it's usually a Monday day game. It's usually a Monday thing, but the fact there's games tonight, they won't. And it's Labor Day. They don't make the media work on Mondays.
Well, we're 18th in the coaches poll. That was already. I think we'll go to 17th, 18th, 19th, maybe. think we'll jump a few spots.
ESPN went ahead and ranked us 8th and had us as a playoff team.
In what? Their power rankings?
Yeah, let me see. They came out with something. Let's see.
Is it that FPI thing?
I don't think it was the FPI thing, but hell, maybe it was.
We were already top 10 in the FPI.
We were already there. Let me see if I can find the actual article. No, projecting. Yeah, Heather Dinich put out projecting the college football playoff top 12 after week 1. So, I mean, it's not necessarily, it's not necessarily saying, but it's like, hey, here's who looks best.
She crapped on us all off season.
Well, a lot of people did.
Now she suddenly just gets to change her tune.
Number 1 LSU, which, I mean, they got the most. That win for LSU, talking about it being a playoff team if you beat Georgia. Like, LSU, as long as things don't fall apart going into Clemson and winning that game, hell, they could maybe get in at 9-3.
I told you about them Tigers.
Ohio State, number 2. Miami, number 3. Penn State, Florida State at 5. Okay, let's slow down a little bit on Florida State at 5.
That's broad.
If you had to project Florida State's record right now, without looking at the schedule,
6-6.
No, they'll be better than that, won't they?
I don't know. I mean, they got off to a nice start, but I'm still not sold that Florida State is back or anything. I
Sure.
mean, the story's more about Alabama than it is Florida State.
You don't trust the Castellanos Squirrel White combination?
Shout out to Squirrel. He did have that one catch, and that was the only catch he had.
Still nice to see him jumping up in the air for balls.
He had to die for that one.
Yeah.
That's the only reason he caught it. But yes, I did notice the one catch he had. Of course, he fell down.
Well, Tyler Lockett out there.
Florida State right now plus 470 to make the playoff.
Go ahead and set that money on fire.
You have their win total in front of you?
Not an updated one, no. I was just looking for that.
3.5.
So, ranking them number 5 is interesting, but Heather says this wasn't a fluke.
I mean, in 4 weeks, they get to play Miami at home.
The Seminoles controlled the line of scrimmage and were the more physical team. They racked up more than 200 yards on the ground with over 100 yards inside and outside the tackles. Wait, what? More than 100 yards over inside and out. Wouldn't every run be either inside or outside the tackles?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. By definition. You're either running inside or you're running outside.
But like Bubba says, they got a couple games layup before they play Miami.
Seems like they go 9-3.
Okay.
They play East Texas A&M this week. There's another school you didn't know existed. East Texas A&M.
Georgia 6, Oregon 7. She has Tennessee at 8. And I'll just read the blurb. Why they could be here. New quarterback Joey Aguilar looked comfortable executing Coach Josh Heupel's offense against a respectable Syracuse team. Notching a non-conference win that would earn respect in the committee meeting room. How about that? The committee was like, hey, you beat a 10-win Syracuse team. This was a complete performance evidenced by an offensive and defensive touchdown in the first quarter. The early statement is that they'll be just fine without quarterback Nico Iamaleava, at least against an average opponent.
It's not what Urban Meyer said. Urban Meyer said we were cooked.
The
Vols
Vols
were going to be trash.
The Vols currently have the 4th best chance in the SEC to reach the playoff, according to the ESPN playoff predictor. It gives us a 49.9% chance behind Georgia, Texas, and Ole Miss. So that feels broken. Feels like LSU should be better than a 49.9% chance. I know their schedule's tough, but they got a big-time win already.
Do you think have you seen any meltdown from Clemson? Are they in a bad place?
I was surprised. I mean, I won't act like I was fully locked in on Clemson, but like Dabo after the game said, it's just a heavyweight fight. Two heavyweights going at it. They made more plays than we did. We'll be all right. Like, I do think that's the sentiment I would hope you take away from it, just because you still can lose one game in the ACC and be fine.
Well, Dabo's about to have a lot more media pressure, a lot more questions coming up, because I think that might be the guy. You know, they always said Dabo would be the guy after Saban at Alabama. I'd say Dabo's probably going to start fielding some questions.
Cade Klubnik, I guess, man. I guess that's what I was saying all offseason. Like, I guess if you want to tell me Dabo's back because they beat SMU with a 55-yard field goal, okay. Like, hey, Cade Klubnik, that was some really good garbage time you had in the fourth quarter down 21 against Texas in the playoff. But, yeah, that's like your career highlight so far was the SMU game, a pretty mid-SMU team, at least when it comes to elite contenders, and you played good after your team got down 3 scores against Texas. Okay, I guess that makes you quarterback 1 or 2, like everyone was saying. All right, man.
I thought their biggest issue was they couldn't run the ball.
Well, they couldn't, and that goes back to
20 carries for 31 yards.
Well, I think that goes back to my other takeaway is like they told me it was going to be different this year, but that still looks like a Clemson team that doesn't have any home run hitters, either at wide receiver or at running back, and that's been the real problem. I mean, you could talk about not having Trevor Lawrence, you could talk about not having Deshaun Watson, that's fine, but you ain't got no Sammy Watkins out there. You know, you ain't got no Mike Williams. You ain't got no T. Higgins.
Hunter Renfrow even. Yeah, like I just
don't see the NFL wide receivers jumping off the screen like you used to either. Like that to me, you know, no running backs either that look to be able to gash you at the next level. Like it just seemed like they got a whole lot of mid. Again, elite
was really good for them last year, but like they're just without anything now.
Yeah, again, like elite, judging by elite standards, I'm not calling Clemson's guys mid. They'd be good on other teams, but I'm talking about among the elite.
Alabama could use them.
I'll take our skill position players over theirs. Is that a bad take? I mean, does anybody disagree with that? Like, I'll take our running backs and I'll take what we have at wide receiver over them.
Anybody who wants to be a Vol, I'm taking him.
Now, you know, our guys got to catch a damn ball, but Mike Matthews has got more wiggle than anybody on their receiving core that I saw.
So, like, yeah, I mean, recruiting battles against them for the last couple of years. I mean, it should check out,
right? And like, you know, that's just one of the things I threw the challenge flag on this offseason. I was like, we sure Dabo's back? For what reason? Losing by 12 at home to that Louisville team, that makes you think he's back. Okay, I guess. Cade Klubnik, he looked a lot like the same Cade Klubnik that I watched against us, you know, in the Orange Bowl a couple years ago. Okay, you see a little flashes. Okay, yeah, sure, but 19 of 38, 230 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Now, it's possible that LSU just absolutely nailed the transfer portal on defense, and they got a top unit. That is possible.
Well, Brian Kelly put all his eggs in the basket of week 1 this year. He said, we're not losing that damn week 1 game again. It ain't happening. We're winning it this time.
Well, it also seemed like he put all his eggs in the basket of, hey, we lost out on Bryce Underwood. Let's go pay for defensive players in the portal. That seemed to be a big part of the strategy too. And I will say it does seem like it kind of worked out.
Are you more intrigued by what Clemson's going to do the rest of the year or what LSU's going to do the rest of the year coming out of that one?
I'll say LSU just because they look like they might be national championship level good.
They got Florida in 2 weeks. Same week we play Georgia. They got the big night game on ABC.
Well, seems like that would be the right decision. I know Tennessee, Georgia, you know, I'm excited for that game, but it does feel like nationally LSU, Florida will probably carry a little bit more weight, right, at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
just because LSU, there's a very good chance that they come into the season or come out of this week going from number 9 to number 2.
Yeah,
like the AP top 25 should look like Ohio State 1, LSU 2.
Well, don't forget Penn State.
Yeah, but that's fine. But LSU winning at Clemson should jump Penn State.
Jump them all the way above Penn State?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. Just you win at Clemson, that deserves being rewarded.
You know, it's the first time in a really long time. I don't remember the year, but 4 teams have lost in the four top 10 teams have lost week 1. Which 2 were guaranteed to because you had 2 top 10 matchups. But then with Alabama also losing.
Pretty good week 1 of college football. Week 2 is going to take a step back as teams get ready for week 3. But week 1 delivered. Sam, send us a break. Last call on the other side.
You're locked onto FanRun Radio, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and online at fanrunradio.com.
Hey, folks, if you're in need of a lawyer, you need to call my friend Jerry Givens. I've known Jerry since high school and can personally vouch for him. He's East Tennessee through and through, and if you're going through a divorce, bankruptcy, or a DUI case, you'll need someone you can trust on your side to help you navigate the local legal system. You can trust Jerry Givens. Call the law offices of Jerry Givens today at 865-801-9250 to schedule your free consultation. That's 801-9250.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Hi, I'm Bo Kregner from the Kregner Group. Are you looking to buy or sell a home? Whether you're upgrading, downsizing, or just need a change, it's never been more important to have experienced, trustworthy representation in the real estate process. So if you have any real estate questions, I'd love the opportunity to earn your trust. Call me anytime for a free chat, 865-742-1035, or find me online at BoKnowsHouses.com. The Kregner Group, real estate the right way.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com. Feels weird getting off at 10:50. Feels weird hitting last call here, but
Lunchtime, brother.
yeah, no, I'm hungry. And that was even after having a breakfast. I wonder how I'll feel tomorrow. It'd be very interesting to watch as we progress over the next couple of weeks. The Tony Basilio Show debut episode on FanRun Radio coming up at the top of the hour. Make sure you stay tuned in and locked and loaded for that. Bubba, what did we miss today?
A couple teams. We had Jameis Winston's younger brother, Jonah Winston, committing to Florida State.
All right. Is he any good?
I think he's a 3-star, but because he's in the Winston family tree, he's great.
I'm all right with that. I think they should give, you win a national championship at the school, your brother gets to go there and be on the team. Hell, we let Elliott Berry come, and Eric Berry didn't win no national championship or
Evan
a Heisman.
Berry was pretty good, though. I liked him.
He was
as a kick
fine.
returner.
Evan was fine. I mean, he was a good kick returner. We gave 2 scholarships to 1 kick returner, basically.
Some sad news involving Florida State as freshman, looks like linebacker Ethan Pritchard in critical but stable condition after a gunshot wound last night while visiting family in Havana, Florida.
How's that sad? You said he's in stable condition.
You get shot, though.
Yeah, but he's in stable condition. That's good news.
I mean, I think if he had his choice, he would just not have gotten shot.
What would be sad is if he died.
Good news is like, hey,
That'd be
I'm
terrible
stable
news.
because I'm
tragic.
laying on my couch.
We have Notre Dame star Jeremiah Love raising over $32,000 on Kickstarter to create his own comic book, Jeremonstar. Anime-inspired universe's Dragon Ball Z meets college football at the D1 level.
Would have been a little cooler had he won yesterday and not laid. He didn't lay an egg, but like he didn't get the ball enough. Does he just try to hurdle every damn play?
He's addicted to it.
I thought he was going to get leveled yesterday, like at the end of the game when he did it, but he just loves jumping over.
I probably would too. If I did that, I'd be like, I can jump over anyone.
Until somebody's going to catch him and flip him. Like
Yeah.
somebody's going to catch him and flip him. Somebody needs to just catch him and then just give him a spine buster is what he needs. But it was cool to watch, so I like it. What else, Bubba?
We had the story of Northwestern rejecting Tulane's request to wear the white jerseys that they wore after Hurricane Katrina. There wasn't a green wave on the helmets for this reason. But then, Tulane decides, hey, let's just beat them down. And then they did that.
Yeah, I mean, their coach came out and he looked good out of it. Like, he came out looking good. He's like, yeah,
Summerall said, when you disrespect the city of New Orleans, you're going to run into it.
This
I'm
is
not
what
trying
happens
to be
to
a
you.
jerk, but don't disrespect the city of New Orleans.
Are we going to get any good hurricanes this year? It's already September 1st. No good hurricanes yet. Anything developing in the Gulf?
You sound like you're rooting for hurricanes.
Yeah.
I like hurricane season.
You like having people's lives completely change forever?
I didn't
Homes and
say
families
that.
getting destroyed.
Easy to say while you live
That's
up here
not
in
what I
Tennessee,
said.
buddy.
That's not what I said. I said I like hurricane season. It's exciting.
It's like I feel like if I were to say I love tornado season, especially in Arkansas.
Hmm.
Well, that would be your prerogative.
I got to say, I feel like it's always week one in the NFL when we have those warnings down in like Tampa and Miami or Houston or New Orleans, but like haven't seen anything this week worried about the games getting moved or anything. That's typically how I keep up with my Hurricanes. Is it going to affect my football? And so far it hasn't.
I think all the good names have been taken.
Who chooses that?
The weather service.
They have a system where they go in alphabetical order.
Well, I know, but like, how do we choose the name that they go after when it's their turn in the alphabet?
I don't know.
And who has final call?
The Money Monster.
I feel like we should go crazy with the names. Call it like
Hurricane Bubba.
Absolutely, World Destroyer 2 is out here. It's like, oh, that's a pretty bad name. Like, that's pretty serious.
Need a Hurricane Bubba. It's just
we get a Hurricane Bubba every morning, buddy.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
We really need to get some branded stuff. Shirts, hats, promo items, something professional.
I mean, we could just find a website and order a bunch of it